Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I guess I'm the Dungeon Master, so I should start. Welcome to Legends of Avantris. Oh, thank you, Abby, for the host. As always.
What a sweet. Let's see how
thank you. Let's have the because so I'll be doing the announcements.
No, you will not.
Our first sponsor is Sabaro Cafe.
Ooh, my favorite Italian restaurant.
So, welcome to Legends of Avantris, episode Prime, our Prime campaign has been running for episode Prime, episode 67 of Prime.
Two away.
Two away from the big 6-9. We've been playing Dungeons and Dragons in this exact same campaign for a very long time. Follow us on YouTube. You're welcome, Rich. And I think that what we'll do.
My announcements.
Andy's going to do his announcements now.
Well, would you look at what we have here? Welcome. My name is Silas Shepard Morgan, but you can call me Shepard or Shep. I'd like to start by thanking the sponsors that help make this channel the best it can possibly be. First up, we've got Wormwood Gaming. By my rust-colored horns, I swear they have the finest tabletop accessories and tables and more. On their website, you can use code Avantris for free domestic shipping. Use code AvantrisWorld for $10 off international shipping. Use !Wormwood in chat for more information. Next, we have Eldritch Foundry. They've got the highest quality custom miniatures this side of Yona. Oh, hell, more like this side of anywhere. They just completed their Kickstarter campaign to great success, but you can pre-order on BackerKit. Use code Avantris for $5 off your next purchase. Use !Mini in chat for more info.
Yeehaw!
We got Magpie Games, the RPG publishing house and makers of the Root RPG. It's a powered by the Apocalypse system, based on the Woodland board game of Might and Right by the same name, Root. We will be starting a Root campaign in August in conjunction with their upcoming Kickstarter. That also means we'll be taking a break from Avantris Prime until September 25th.
It's going to be rootin' tootin'.
Oh, I'm getting there. Give me a minute. I'm getting there. Well, slap me silly till I think you're a displacer beast. We hit 2,000 Twitch followers today.
Hold on. Let me cue you up here.
He's got music. He's got music. I was literally going to say, like, where's the whistling and the tumbleweeds?
That means we're declaring 4 winners tonight in chat. We've got Metal Dice by Norse Foundry. We've got a wooden dice coffer by our friends over at Arcanic Artistry. The winner gets to pick between 2 different designs. We've got a leather-wrapped metal drinking tankard by the beautiful Summer Court Creations. And a Hero Vault by Wormwood Gaming. Let me get some oohs and some ahs. I believe in Ogway, they'd say that these prizes are fatter than a swamp possum with the mumps. But you gotta be following the channel and be in chat live when we do the giveaway. So be here. Next, we got Twist of Fate. Every time you donate a total of 500 bits, we adventurers get a reroll on a skill check or a chance to hit. You can save us from certain death. They carry over from session to session for every campaign. Help make us the monsters that monsters fear. I got that one from my friend Sarnax. He's got a way with words. We've got Avantris and Chill. Stay tuned after the broadcast for our subscriber-only stream called Avantris and Chill. It's one of the many ways that we thank you guys for subbing to our channel. It's a behind-the-scenes look at our favorite moments and just, well, whatever's on our minds. We record them and put them in the Discord in case subs can't be there live. Use !Discord to join in. Next, we've got upcoming conventions where you can see the Legends of Avantris members live in person. We've got Gen Con in Indianapolis with Richie, Nikki, and Maya. Dragon Con, I believe it's in Georgia, with Maya.
Georgia?
Anime USA in Washington, D.C. with the entire Legends of Avantris crew. We've got PAX Unplugged, which is officially now known as Avantris Con in Philadelphia, featuring the entire crew from Legends of Avantris. And lastly, we got MagFest in Washington, D.C. with everybody from Legends of Avantris. Are you noticing a pattern yet? Finally, we're running Curse of Strahd, starting in only 3 weeks. We've already finished Death House, and you can find that on our YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe over there. Use !YouTube in chat. Come watch as Nikki DMs for Professor Clayton, Miss Victoria, Sarnax, Kana, and of course, yours truly, Shepard, as we venture into Barovia every weekend towards Halloween. We're even in full cosplay. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, be rootin', be tootin', by golly, you best be shootin', but most importantly, be kind.
Aww.
Let's get on with tonight's show. Take it away, Mike.
Wonderful.
Well done. Very well done. Best announcements to date.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm really pissed that I didn't think of the music until we were.
That's okay. It came into the perfect
It
time.
would have been really good too to have like that, like the wind across the plains and the tumbleweed noises in the background.
We'll keep making it better. We'll keep getting better.
Thank you.
First fade of the night.
I also have this one. You can see that. I need a mic over here.
That's enough. Next time.
Next time.
We'll plan these out.
No, when Shepard shows up next time.
I've been writing these on the metro ride home, so we'll put more thought into them as we move forward.
I just steal all my musical cues from Cowboy Bebop, so I'm not a creative gentleman. So how are we going now? Let's talk about how we're going to be doing the giveaway.
Well,
it's a
thank
little
you guys
different.
for helping
Thank
us
you
with
so
the
much.
giveaway.
Yes.
So this is the
Yeah.
first time we have 4 different things. We're going to give away those to 4 different people. So you guys have 4 chances to win. We'll be giving them away throughout the night. So we're going to jump into the session, and maybe after 4:30 minutes, we'll pause. We'll do
For
one.
30 minutes.
4, like FOR.
After 4:30 minutes.
It's going to be a rolling giveaway, so don't go anywhere.
Yeah, and then towards the end, we're gonna give away the last one. So stick around, and if you want to stick around for the whole thing, you'll have 4 chances to win one of these awesome prizes.
And we'll announce what it is before we give it away and which order we're doing things
And
in.
if you don't stick around for the whole thing, we still love you.
Yes, we do.
Well, I don't. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, shucks.
Oh, shit.
Let me fix you.
Yeah, why don't we do a quick fix? So, what happened
You can move this.
last time on Legends of Avantris Prime? So, you all had returned to the Great Dwarven Kingdom, the Mountain Dwarf Hold of Magnir, and you joined King Barlock Blackforge, and he forged you great artifacts after you all proved yourselves worthy of Moradin. He used a piece of heart from Torgrod the Incinerator, and along with some of his best metal and the power of Moradin himself, to forge you magic resistance and a stamina gear. Basically, it's the Drake Fire Amulet from World of Warcraft. You got to stack your fire resist gear.
Yeah, you gotta. I love it.
And with that, you all busted your old buddy Halgrim Goldbeard out of his prison, where they let him go, and his holy symbol got reforged, seemingly by Moradin.
Teeth.
There were
Teeth.
teeth as well.
Thank you, Chad.
And Orpheus revealed a little bit about himself, and you all once again enjoyed some time in the tavern and planned your next move. It was then you left the city with the best wishes of the Dwarven people after saving them from Torgrod the Incinerator. And as you made your way north, you're probably a several-day journey outside of your destination. You reach the massive bridge of Ordos. This enormous wooden structure made out of hundreds of enormous trees, all carved intricately. And you encountered a battle there. Yakfolk, seemingly of 2 different factions.
Huge
riding-
Yakman.
Huge Yakmen. Huge Yakmen were fighting.
Uh-huh.
And it seemed to be 2 different factions warring each other. One seemed to have been using earth-type abilities, and one was using fire. And you decided to save a female Yakfolk that was surrounded by a number of these gray-furred, orange-eyed, fiery Yakfolk, slaughtering them. And in saving her, you rallied the rest of the group, and you routed this opposing faction. And that's where we'll start the session. You hear the groaning and roaring of these reptilian beasts, the rumbling of each of their footsteps but also the rumbling of the heavy hooves of the massive bipedal yak humanoid creatures that are beginning to rally, to lick their wounds, to drag their dead around. As you see, the massive span ahead of you is completely smeared in blood. Some of the bits of fire are still going, not enough to damage the bridge in any meaningful sense, but clearly charred patches, remnants of this battle, as the entire bridge is littered with bodies. The yak folk that you seem to have assisted in this battle seem to currently be paying you no mind, except for the large female one that, after you had finally slain the last of the yak folk by knocking him off the bridge.
Was that Sylvie who did that?
That was Anilon, I think. Got both of his knees.
Oh, yeah.
Got a double knee shot. You see this.
Little mom's move.
You see as she leans down on her spear and reaches a furry hand into her leather armor, and then it comes out covered in thick blood as she breathes, and the air turns to steam with every exhale, and her eyes look to all of you. Why do you help us, small ones?
I get pushed out to the front. It looks like you are facing a great enemy being powered by, if those banners are any representation, the Afrita in Svarog. Is that right?
What do you know of the Afrita in Svarog?
We know that they're clearly preparing for something. Actually, the resub for
Thank you, user 110 3_.
They mean to go to war. They imprison the mother of Anilon here.
They have my mother.
They
Turn the music down a little bit.
they at the end of the day, they're our great enemy.
You all saved my life in combat.
Aye.
I owe you a blood oath.
Well, no, we're heroes, right?
Not for hire.
No, not for hire. We're heroes. It's what we do.
I
Just
like blood.
heroes.
So if you want to put some in this vial for me, that's okay.
Is that what you wish?
No.
Smallest one.
Yeah.
Make her swing, you get advantage.
Well,
Can we show off these dice on camera real quick?
Oh, I have an announcement.
Holy shit!
I made a purchase.
Oh, this
at
is
Otakon.
Did you guys see this?
No.
I made a purchase
I
at
think you
Otakon.
should
Shut
show
up your shit.
Oh no!
I pointed it out. He immediately bought it.
Goodbye, Shrek and Donkey.
I have never been so disappointed and proud at the same time.
Goodbye, Shrek and Donkey.
Mike, I spent $0 on Shrek and Donkey for you. Just want to throw 'em out?
I spent a hot 25 on this bad boy. Best 25 bucks I ever spent, and you can't convince me otherwise. You cannot convince me otherwise.
Holy shit! Yeah.
Yes. Oh, use the persuasion. 23.
23.
Need to get into it.
Turn your dice off.
Oh,
While we're giggling.
you
Oh,
want
yeah.
to? Because I can't. Because I have short arms.
Look at these dice.
Look at these big
not,
arms.
Not sponsored, but holy shit,
Oh.
these dice. I don't know
They
if you see
have-
them.
They have butterflies.
They have
in
actual
them.
butterflies.
Not
in them.
actual butterflies. They have.
Live butterflies. They're still alive in there.
Moving around.
Get 'em
You
out.
really see them on camera.
They're beautiful.
Well,
They are
They're
really
very
awesome in
sparkly
person.
and very
Yeah,
butterfly.
if we have any combat, we'll show them off. But
Yeah,
anyway, they're
I love them.
super nice. Check them out.
With that, this creature
I'm kidding.
is about the size of an ogre. About
Oh, shit.
I think like 12 feet tall, or no, 9 feet tall.
Wowie.
As
We should give away the Shrek and Donkey mouse
No.
battle.
I'm holding on to that. as
It's a joke because
she leans forward, you see that there's a number. Her mane goes down her head, down her back, is braided in certain parts, covered in all sorts of jewelry, bone and gems, as she leans down and towers over you. And as you reach out your vial, she takes her finger and holds it over, and you see these thick globs of blood drip into the vial.
Oh, thanks.
Not to dissuade you in any meaningful way, but what did you mean by a blood oath?
It is tradition in our tribe. If you are destined to die in combat, if another intervenes, you owe them a blood debt.
I hope we didn't rob you of any kind of grand finale.
No.
Finale?
No finale. There is much I wish to do in this life. There's much vengeance I wish to seek against the Ifrita, against the Flamekeepers.
Well, then I'm glad we were here to help. My name is Avantris Truestrike.
She reaches down her huge hand, and as it clasps you, it completely smothers your hands to drip down your arm in yak blood.
Oh. Are you gonna be alright?
I will be fine. I am Huntress Tonga.
Huntress Tonga. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
And so, Rodex Shonard, pleasure to meet you. So you're saying that the Flamekeepers are those grey yak folk? Is that what you are?
Tribe, traitors, yes.
So they betrayed your tribe. And now, do they worship the Afrita or just gain power? What's their goal?
They treat her like a goddess. She gives them power in exchange. Ever since our united tribes fell into chaos. Why are you small ones here, north of the Dwarven Kingdom? Those that make it this far north are usually brought forth by slavers.
We're here to save anyone's mother.
We're really powerful. I don't know if you noticed that when I was casting some cool spells.
Yes, and I flex just a little bit.
It's very cool.
But then try and hide it because I get nervous.
I cast 3 spells and I'm spent. So if you need healing, I can't help. But how about we take a rest? Well, what's the general vibe around us? Are there other yak folk?
So there are. You remember that she was the only one that was directly on this side of the bridge that the map is actually handily at. And the others are finishing up. You see that their eyes are kind of glancing in your direction, but they seem to be holding some kind of reverence for this individual that they're not dare approaching her while she's conversing with you.
So they're intentionally holding back, not approaching.
Yes,
us
they're. You see that they're all starting to drag their dead together.
Bring out your dead.
Ding, ding. Well, do you mind me asking the name of your tribe?
I am from the Earthshaker tribe.
Oh, that's right. I think you told us. So hold on, it's out of character. What is out of character? There's something like this or whatever. So it's Huntress Tonga.
Yep.
And it's the Earthshaker.
Yep.
I like that. That's how we do it now, Mike. If you see us go this, that means out of
Candy Island. That's what we're doing. We're talking in out of
Candy Island. Hey, Boomer, do you remember Flapjack?
Yeah, Boomer.
What a classic. Is there a way we can help you? Perhaps we can help in the Civil War.
Sounds like our interests align somewhat.
Yeah, how come you were fighting with each other? What made you so mad?
You all saved my life, so I can repay you at the very least with a tale.
Oh no, please don't cut off your tail. That would hurt a lot. You're bleeding enough.
I thought I had lost my tail.
No.
A story, small one.
Oh, I love stories.
Well, let's sit down.
Let me speak to my warriors. I will tell them that you are protected by a blood oath of Tonga.
And what happens after you tell us the story? Are we still protected by the blood oath, or does it go away? And if it goes away, are they gonna run us through with spears, or lightning magic, or hooves? Do yaks have hooves?
Yes, this is mine.
Oh,
It is
I like
almost
it.
bigger than you are, small one.
Well, I mean, you didn't have to call me out.
I am pointing out a very reasonable
The entire
fact.
time I'm staring directly at her hooves and not making eye contact.
They're beautiful. I want some.
I will talk to my warriors.
You didn't answer my question.
Well, we'll be right here. Eh?
When you...
No,
When I
the
have
blood-
told you the story, do you wish to receive safe passage to Tamaka if you are weary travelers?
Is that where you're from?
Yes, that is where our tribes once all lived, in harmony.
Yeah, okay.
That would be very generous.
Yeah.
We could.
Really
absolutely.
I don't want to be run through, you know? It would hurt.
Oh no, none of us want to be run through.
And Rodek spent.
I'm very spent. I could use a good
And you
night's
can only
sleep.
cast 3 spells, and there are 4 of us in total. 1, 2, 3, and the dumb tiefling who's my best friend.
A tiefling.
What?
What is a tiefling?
Oh, it's ugly. You don't want to know about it.
He's purple.
Did I say it was
Purple.
blue?
No, I'm just letting. If you see someone that's purple back there in that direction,
Horns.
He has a
with
bunch of
horns,
animals with him.
He's a little pretentious.
Yeah,
He's a little fancy, he's got nice clothes.
A goat, a really big goat, and he's got a lion, and he's got a really large red chicken, and he's got 2 ponies, one that's really beautiful, and one that's bigger. They both poop everywhere.
Well, you all have beasts to ride.
We do.
I will send my warriors back to report. I will keep my beast here and we will ride to Tamaka in the morning. Is that reasonable?
Yes?
Small ones.
Yeah. Oh, how do we make sure that the other guys don't beat us up?
I will tell them that you are protected by the blood oath.
But I thought you were fighting the other guys. The Civil
Do
War.
you mean the Flame Keepers?
Yeah.
I can do nothing but kill them to prevent them from hurting you, tiny one.
Oh no. So if we see rogues, well, not, sorry, Avantris, roguish
None
ones,
taken. She didn't say
what,
no
do we
offense.
just beat them up too?
It will come to bloodshed death. The
For
last
them.
for whoever wins in combat.
Yeah, for them.
I thought the same this morning, but unless you had saved me, it would have been for me.
Well, that's why we're here. And we're going to keep being here.
Aye.
And we're going to keep helping you. And we're going to help your tribe, and hopefully your tribe can help us.
That's right. In the Great War against the Fire Giants.
We're going to set
And in
things right.
There's nothing but bloodshed left. The last chance to achieve peace died 15 years ago. I will tell you that tale when I return.
Yeah, okay.
And she begins to walk off, and she extends a huge furry hand out on this side of the bridge, and says, "Make a camp wherever you think is suitable.
For overnight?
You're going to get sleep, correct?"
Oh, God. Here in the middle of the backfield?
I think we'll be all right.
We've done it before plenty of times.
Yeah, it's not a
It'll
big
be
deal.
fine.
Yeah, no, sure. Thanks, lady.
It is a great honor to sleep among your slain foes.
Oh.
Oh. Well, probably not right here. Maybe a few 100 yards back that way.
Wherever you think is suitable, small one. And she turns and stomps off.
Now, I hate to be that guy, but I've been thinking about this for a while, and it's really starting to bother me, so I feel like I have to say something. I reach into my pack and I pull out the amulet, that's the heart thing, and I say, I don't know what to take off to wear this thing.
Whoa. Take off what? What do you mean? Like being attuned.
Yeah,
Okay.
What's a tune?
Well, listen, if I could take my pants off and wear this permanently, I would. Don't get me wrong. But I might have to lose the cloak that
I don't
Dobro
wear
gave
pants
me.
90% of the time.
You're a braver woman than I am.
Yep.
The point is,
It
I
makes
don't want
pooping
to
in
take...
the forest a lot easier.
I don't want to take the cloak off that Dobro gave me. It's a very dear item.
Well, what are you wearing right now?
Well...
And while he's looking at that, I have a very important question. She said that it is considered something good. I don't remember the word. A jubilant to sleep in the field of your of the slain. Sure, maybe.
Hey.
Would it also be considered honorable to hack off the hooves of the fallen?
Maybe we shouldn't be mutilating any slain corpses.
Could I, maybe if it was one of the fire eaters or whatever she called them?
Well, if Tonga lets you, but I would ask for permission.
I was thinking, this has always been my dream, that I could start a girl group. Annulin, you're welcome. We'd be called the Spice Girls, and then I could wear them as shoes, and I could call myself Shroomy Spice.
Why is it whenever I suggest these things, you all look down on me like I'm some sick freak, but then Sylvie suggests it and it's all suddenly okay?
I've never looked down on you a day in my life.
As I look up at you.
Touché.
I don't think any of you are freaks. I just think Sylvie's a little more eccentric
What do you mean?
than Avantris. So I've come to expect it more from her than you, lad.
She wants to cut off the hooves of these creatures, and I cut off one goblin finger, and it's all
That
over.
was a long time ago, lad.
To be fair, I had completely forgotten about that, but you also threw a drunk man into a building and turned him into icicles, and then you wore a crocodile alligator
You
folk
literally
thing.
murdered a hobo.
I told him on his own free will to walk through the entranceway to the shop. I did not touch him. I did not push him.
He was
I did not.
really, really drunk. But to be fair, Annulin goaded you, and it was kind of mostly her fault.
That seems off topic. I have a real, probably important question, maybe.
Okay.
I mean, we have all these riders with us. Should we broach that subject?
What do you mean?
Oh, well,
The dwarves and the yak folk have been fighting too. I mean, I don't want to just surprise her with an entire army of people.
I mean, we're good people.
What would we
She'll
do
understand.
without you? We totally would have forgotten that, and all the dwarves would have been slaughtered.
I mean, but they'll understand. Have to understand. We're good people. I mean, she knows that we saved them, and we want to help.
Well, we need to vouch
Just
and let
think
us
that
know.
we
Mention
should
it.
not camp where they're visible and bring it up lightly.
Well, are they like right behind
Where
us?
are they?
Or where? They haven't
riders?
left yet, right?
they're like days
They're
behind.
days behind,
I
and they
thought
were
they were
basically
with us.
mustering and getting ready. He said it would take some time for them to rally and muster
Got
the riders.
Good point.
It's
We
a
should
very
let them
good
know.
point.
We
We
should
should,
inform them.
because I
We've
wasn't
got the whole
going to.
evening.
Speaking of the whole evening, it's
Howdy.
perfect time to discuss my magical
Yeah,
items.
no, of course, we were just giving you time to checklist.
Oh, thank you. Well, I've got the Windward Albatross, which is this lovely, beautiful pendant that was gifted to us by the lovely people of my second hometown of Gohaven.
Well, don't give that up.
Hell no! Have you
What
seen
does
what
it-
it does when I
what
come
does
back?
it do?
You're like all windy and
What
stuff.
does it do?
Yeah.
It makes it so that they can't touch me.
Okay.
And then I've got Edward's final chapter, which I will never, ever, 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 ever get rid of.
Okay, so why don't you get rid of that cloak?
Does that require attunement?
Because Dobro, yeah, to my knowledge, it does.
Oh.
Dobro gave this. He gave
Well,
us
you're
these
not
things.
you're not throwing it
have
on the
to-
ground and stepping on it. You're just folding it up nicely and putting it away.
He is one of the greatest warriors I've ever known, and I
Exactly.
want to carry his legacy on.
Okay. Well, you could still wear it without
Yeah.
utilizing it.
You're right; those Hydra burns are still pretty fresh.
Yeah, and if you ever want to fly or be a bat, I can just polymorph you.
Fair point. So
All
don't
right.
take it off. Just
wear
separate
it.
the whole magical business that works in the world.
The more you know.
Yeah, you just don't attune to it, but you just put it on.
All right.
I've had
Or
to.
do what I'm doing and just say, fuck it. Who needs to be resistant to fire? Lava's my bitch. And then scream when you start burning alive.
I believe I already did that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think for you and I, it's more important.
Fine, I'll put on the damn
Can I
thing.
double up?
What do you mean?
Fire.
You can have mine.
You can't be double resistant. Are you already resistant?
How do you know? Have you ever tried to be I'm sorry, I don't know what you mean.
Oh, I mean, maybe you can. As far as I know, you can. But maybe you can.
I was just getting persnickety.
It's really more of like a safety blanket kind of a thing.
Well, I know that I'm wearing it and attuned to it. I unattuned to the thing that's made me so fast since we found Alphonse's father's belt. I'm still wearing it. You can still wear it. Just not be attuned to it.
Yeah.
I just can't. It can't make me fast anymore. I'm as slow as I used to be.
All right, you've all convinced me. I'll do it.
All right.
Okay.
As that happens, you start to hear as a war horn echoes through the huge canyon over the sound of the roaring river beneath this massive ravine, and you hear the rumblings of hoof steps and the steps of these massive lizards as they all start to thunder up the path across the ravine beyond Luff as they all ride away through the forest. All that remains is a single Yakfolk, Tonga, and a huge green-scaled reptilian beast that she begins to guide towards you as she walks. And as she's walking slowly, you hear a voice in your heads. Are you all dead?
No, we're alive. Over. Breaker 194571. Breaker. Over.
Sick beats. Can I come over now? Piccolo's starting to draw blood, and
That's my girl. Come on over. Come bring them over.
and the pony won't stop shitting.
Well, tell Lord Frederick to get his shit together.
Okay,
Over.
I'll come along. And Orpheus joins you about the same time that Tonga does, as the lumbering reptilian beast stops probably about 20 feet away from you, and she hitches it to this massive wooden pole that is sticking out along the huge pilings that's holding this massive structure up. And you see her reach into a huge pack that she has and bring out some leafy green, some sort of plant, and she feeds it and rubs the scaly hide of this beast and gives it a pat before turning and walking to your campsite. And as she's just out of earshot, Orpheus, it's fun. Why do I have to be the animal handler? And I guess because I lost my powers and I can't do anything else. Okay, and he gets them all settled, and as he turns, he sees Tonga approaching, and he says, I'm going to say this before she gets here. I'm just collecting friends.
We're collecting allies.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, that was my strategy. It didn't work out too well. I'll let you do the talking.
Just be nice.
We've already informed her of your existence, so just don't say anything, please.
Oh, thank you,
thank you,
Ren. That's another
Ren.
twist.
Yes,
Another
Ren
twist.
There.
Hey!
So
Four of us
great.
here.
Twist of fate.
Why don't we pause there?
I was
real quick?
literally thinking
Yep.
the same
Wow,
thing.
great mind.
Wow.
Wow.
Exclamation point hoof or hoof. Hoof sound good?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're going to do a giveaway. We're going to do one of our
We're gonna do one of our giveaways.
We are giving away a custom Legends of Avantris dice coffer
Look
from our
at that.
friends at Arcanic Artistry.
It's
and
the same
so
design I have.
Put
and
that
it's
hoof in
beautiful.
there.
you will have
Get
an
the
option
hoof.
of two
choices.
So one with this flowery design and another where imagine just this flowery design but a D20 instead.
Yeah.
You will have a choice of one or the other.
Yeah.
And they're really awesome. I'll do the
They're
old
very cool.
the old
They're
dice
very cool.
bugs. You check out their website. They sell. Oh, I fucked it up.
Yeah, so they open up and you can put your little dice-a-roonies in here. And they smell really nice.
They smell really good. They smell like a winter fire.
They do.
If that is a thing that exists.
Oh, yeah.
But everyone, type ! Hoof to enter. Not !! Dice box. That's for the information. But ! Hoof or hoof, depending on how you want to say it.
H-O-O-F.
HOOF. What do they taste like, Kels? Can we confirm?
Yeah, Kels, what do they taste like?
You get this one, which I've licked a lot.
Kels has looked at many times. You get that.
It has
very
all
one.
of our DNA on it.
You get a brand new one that has not been
If you
made
want
yet.
to clone us, you can do
Now
it
you
with a
can.
Skype coffer.
Now you can. ! Hoof.
! Hoof. You just need to be in chat, obviously, and following.
Don't hassle the hoof.
I already opened it, right? Did I open it?
Dusty.
Yeah.
Thank you, Creative Minds. Oh, no. Yeah, I thought that was a follower. But thank you. It means you do follow us. So that's
Yay,
amazing
thank you.
anyway.
Yes, anyone
many
that's not
things.
following us but wants to join the giveaway, please do follow us.
Where do I go?
! Hoof. We'll keep it open for like one more minute, and then we'll pull the winner. And then we'll
Pull it.
continue on. Pull it.
Pull it.
So, are we gonna give it a few?
Or
Let's.
good.
I think just each giveaway should probably be contained so I can edit it out easier. If that works.
Yeah.
I need to find on D&D Beyond where to create magical items.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I need to do that too. Well, I think we can make one.
I've done it before.
I
And then we
made
can all add it.
I made a Heartfire amulet, and then I just put all the notes for what it's supposed
!
to
the
do.
giveaway.
And then I just temporarily adjusted my maximum.
For the first giveaway, we're doing 4 overall.
That's all. I couldn't like physically make the item.
So it sets our max HP to 20, right? 20 higher.
Increases your max, yes, by 20, and then resistance to all fire damage.
Exclamation point, hoof.
Hoof.
Enter the giveaway.
H-O-O-F.
Hoof. So everybody, and let us know if you have any questions while we're waiting for people to enter. But yeah, feel free to enter. We still have 3 more prizes after this. To anyone that's just tuning in, we're giving away one of these bad boys. They look amazing. They're super useful. They are a dice coffer from our friends at Arcanic Artistry.
I always thought it was
Look at
a
that.
coffin.
It's a coffer, but you can call it a coffin if your dice are
wanted to.
dead.
Yeah.
Your dice are
My
If
dice.
you're a
awesome.
necromancer and you roll
They have a
dice, it would
sweet
be
little
awesome.
logo on the back here, but they're a lot of fun.
Coffin.
So let's rip it, right? Okay, we will pick a winner in 3, 2.
Oh, we're doing it right now?
Right now?
Right? 3.
How long have we been
Well,
doing
wait, shouldn't we say, okay, you have 1 minute. You have 1
I already
minute.
said that.
Oh, sorry.
But
I'm making a magic
you got like 2
Last
seconds.
chance.
You got like 2 seconds.
Exclamation
Last
point
chance.
Do
You got
it.
3, 2, 1. Pick a winner. Dun, dun, dun. Kamen Rider!
Congratulations.
Hey, look at that.
Ping us on Discord
I'm
so
writing
that
it down.
we can, we'll reach out to you, but feel free to ping us on Discord so that we can, send you
Congratulations.
your dice cover. Congratulations.
We've
Dice
got
coffer.
3 more
3 more.
giveaways, so don't
Stay
go
tuned.
anywhere.
Isn't
More.
Kamen Rider like a crop?
Common.
Like,
It's a Kamen Rider like the Japanese television show Kamen
Necromancer,
Rider.
if you want
Super
to.
Sentai.
You can
I thought
bring
it was
your
like a
friends to
crocodile
life.
Kamen.
Oh, like a...
That's a C though, isn't
Yes,
it?
and with CAY
Dusty, you
came
make me so
Yeah.
happy.
I didn't know that.
spelled completely differently.
Thank
Close
you,
enough.
Monsieur Fanton. Welcome to our family.
Monsieur Fanton.
Monsieur Fanton.
Be sure to tell your friends and family to come follow
Where's
and
the
join
frog?
in for the giveaways.
So we will hit you up in Discord.
Growing Renee.
Where is Gronwy Renee? Where is she? She's somewhere.
Over there.
Oh.
No longer Jason
If,
Funderburg.
I am Growy Renee.
Okay. That's enough. That's enough of that. And
It's Vasilov. Anybody who hasn't seen it, Vasilov did fan art of the...
yeah, check it out. Feel free, please post it in the
My queen.
my queen. Okay,
Growing Renee.
so as
She's my queen.
Tonga slowly walks over, it's a slight limp we're already to continue, right?
My queen. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Continue.
There is a.
Don't worry.
You start to see, however, that the bodies, as they were clearing up, that the bodies of all of the Flamekeepers were just chucked into the river. As the bodies of all of the others were wrapped up and tied to these beasts and carried north.
Dang, cold blood.
As Orpheus looks up and says, "Wow, she's very big. I'll handle this. Just let me do this." Hello. How do you do? You see the purple tiefling walk up in about the best dress that he can be for a journey like this.
No,
Thank you for the follow-up.
I go grab him. Thank you,
Thank you, Le Québécois.
Le Québécois.
Gros oui.
Le Québécois!
Thank you.
Thank you.
You gotta make a wig for it.
Oh no,
Yeah,
you already plan on it.
Yeah.
Anytime Maya can't be here for Feywild, in her chair is going to be Frog Renee.
Fantastic.
So you're grabbing Orpheus?
I would like to grab him around the waist and just move him
Make a
behind.
contest.
Don't yeet him over your shoulder.
Still pretty good. I'm assuming athletics for me.
Yep.
17.
21. As he
Wow.
nimbly dives,
Five.
Orpheus Radamanthus, it is pleasure to meet you. You are a stunning creature and so powerful. And he does a very elaborate bow as eventually you get up and then grab him around the waist and pull him back. I'm just introducing myself. And Tonga looks down at him and tilts her head a little bit and says, "You are all strange.
We get that quite often, believe it or not.
Is he your servant?"
You could think of him that way. Sure, why not?
He's my best friend.
I'm their guide, actually, through this trepid, this horrible hinterland.
Easy now.
It's very beautiful as well.
Sylvia, are you all right?
Yep, I'm just making mouth sounds.
I'd like to go up and like reach my hand out to pet her lizard and see if it's gonna bite my hand off.
Make an animal handling check.
Quote of the night.
Just making mouth sounds.
17.
17. You see that this giant reptilian creature is eating in the leafy greens, and as you approach, it stops. And you walk a little bit closer and closer, and then as your hand just very gently touches it, you feel it exhale, and then it continues to eat.
Cool.
So I'm picturing think of the 90s remake of Star Wars Dewback. Is that sort of what they look like?
I was thinking a little bit more frilled and elongated. But they're whatever you want them to be.
Okay, so I'll think a little more frilled.
Mine's
and...
Stegosaurus.
Oh, so Kelsey's got Stegosaurus.
Whatever you want them to be. So,
Isn't the imagination great?
Yeah.
it is Dungeons and Dragons, ladies and gentlemen. So, as that happens, you see Tonga step over very carefully, and she looks around and she grabs this huge log that's probably about 10 feet away, and with two hands, she effortlessly heaves it over to the campfire, and then she sits down, her spear dug into the ground, and she looks at all of you and says, "Would you like some smoked fish?"
Well, I know Piccolo would. Yes, we would. We'd be very appreciative.
Which is Piccolo?
The red chicken.
She's an Axbeak. Have you
She
seen an
doesn't
Axbeak?
have any axes coming out.
I knew Sylvie was going to correct me if I got her incorrect, so I just figured I'd cut out the middleman, but here we are talking about it anyway.
She's a chicken.
Oh, right. A chicken and a goat.
And I just like pet Piccolo.
She throws one of these this smoked fish. This really potent smell. It smells like there's a ton of herbs and spices. As chucks it up to her, and Piccolo snaps it up, and with one bite, the axe beak just swallows the fish.
Good girl, Piccolo.
Let's have
Very
this
nice.
coup. Seem to be very pleased. And at this point, it's probably about sunset now. As she sits down and looks at all of you and says, "Do you wish to hear the story that I owe you?"
We do.
Yes, very much so.
Oh, but I have a question first. If I find the bodies of those the ones that you're fighting, the yak folk that you're fighting, can I cut the hooves off of one of them, or would that be disrespectful?
There is no respect for the Flame Keepers.
Oh, great, thanks.
Once they are dead, you may do what you wish. They would not give you the same courtesy.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And she turns towards the fire and looks off into it and says, "Our people, the Yak folk of the Smolder Peak Valley, were 3 tribes at war for centuries. We've always been raiders, hunters, trappers, fishers. But we could never, ever come together, trade or barter. Warfare was constant between the Earthshaker tribe, the Flamekeeper tribe, and the Streamrunner tribe. Then, a century ago, it was my tribe, great warrior, became chief. He went into the mountains to the Great Bluffs and was blessed by the wind spirits. And achieved a power that none of the tribes possessed. This great chief was Kodo the Stormrider. He united all 3 tribes and founded Tamaka, where all of our tribes lived in relative peace. Although we were at war with the giants, the dwarves, the humans, the hobgoblins, we were no longer slaughtering each other. Until 15 years ago, Chief Kodo went to commune with the spirits with one of the 3 spirit watchers. The spirit watcher from the Streamrunner tribe, Bula, was protecting him as he projected his spirit to the spirit realm. That night, Chief Kodo was found drowned. Bula was nowhere to be seen. The Flamekeeper tribe blamed the Streamrunner tribe. And within 3 days, the Streamrunners were extinct. Within 3 months, they had abandoned Tamaka and had joined the ranks of Svarog. It was only through the might of the Stormrider that the Flamekeepers ever were able to live at peace with us. And now the fire that they worship is giving them everything they want. And we have been at war for 15 years. And the worst part, the spirit of Kodo never returned home. The spirit watchers have been unable to reach him. The shamans, the sages, no one has been able to reach his spirit for guidance. Thank you so much, Sir Fairway.
Thank you, Sir Fairley. 3-month-arinos.
And the attacks are more and more frequent, more bloodthirsty. They are not just killing but enslaving the Earthshakers, They are joined by vile bird creatures, slavers from terrible parts of the world, all empowered under the genie. And so, they tried to destroy the bridge that you see. But that connects us to plentiful and bountiful hunting grounds. We could not allow that to happen, and I almost died for it. But with the way things are going, Tamaka may soon fall, all the same.
If there's anything that we can do to help and prevent that, we won't allow it. We'll help. Do you think that Kodo's spirit is still somewhere, or do you think that his spirit died with his body?
We do not know. We wish to know how he died. Who it was that killed him? Was it really the Stream Runners? But his guidance will not come. His great thunder lizard that he rode into battle. Oh, thank you so much for the cheetah clap, Jen.
Thank you. That is another twist of fate.
Another twist.
Thank you. I'm so glad that you're here tonight.
Let me add it down.
Do you think that the Stream Runners?
Yep.
Do you think that the Stream Runners were responsible for that?
It was not their nature. They were the most peaceful of all of us. They were mostly fishermen.
You're right. Something doesn't seem right about that.
Is there some way we can help?
You can speak to Spirit Watcher Marchu. If there's anything that can be done. You seem very powerful. But I do not know what we can do against the forces of the giants and the Afrita.
I think if we all band together, we can defeat them. We already have forces from Magnir. Hundreds.
That's right.
Of Muskox riders. With great shields and weapons. If we could gain your allegiance, the alliance of your people, it just betters our odds in the coming war.
And don't forget about the fire lizards.
Exactly right. Not just your people, but your lizards.
There's a gigantic ape sometimes that you might see bounding around. He's also with us.
Giant ape.
Yeah, bigger than you by a lot.
We have been alone. Our tribe numbers dwindling.
You don't have to be. We've been traveling around here for some time now, and there's been a ton of bloodshed, but it seems like everyone has the same goal and doesn't know it.
It's a great point.
I wish I could help, but my people are tired. They're weary of war. They begin to fear the fire. The volcano erupts more and more every week. The flame burns on the horizon. They sense doom coming without our chief. Hope has been lost for more than a decade. Maybe you can speak to the Spirit Watcher. I will do what I can, but I am merely a warrior.
I'll give it a try.
Should we find this person in your village in the morning?
We can ride to Tamaka in the morning, yes.
Roughly how long does it take to get there?
A half-day's ride north.
Well, that's not too bad. We'll be there in no time.
If you can keep up. And she points over to her massive lizard, and she leans forward and gives you all a discerning eye. I normally would slow down for no person, especially small ones. But small ones to whom I owe my life, perhaps I can temper my pace.
We appreciate that. Well, we have a very large cart, and I believe that Rambi would fly like the wind without the cart, but for now we have to kind of temper our pace a bit.
Day.
Yeah. Goats don't run very well.
It's literally in his name.
What is?
Well, look, lad, I learned a long time ago to stop correcting
No, you're
anyone.
right. You're right.
What are you
My
talking
apologies.
about?
No, not.
You know, it's not nice to have side conversations in front of gigantic yak women.
She's a very grand, gigantic yak woman. I
know.
wouldn't having a side conversation.
Oh.
I'm
Well,
agreeing
then
with
I
you.
apologize.
I agree with
Sorry.
you that Rambi could use. If he didn't have a cart, he could go quite fast, but he's tied.
Fly like the wind.
He's tied to a cart and is carrying all of our belongings. So,
Speak for yourself. I'm carrying most of them. At the back of
we need him,
the-
okay? All right, he's I'm bringing my cart.
I don't know if you realize this.
I'm not leaving this one
There's nothing
behind.
in the cart.
What?
There's nothing in the cart, just Orpheus. He lays back there and talks about how he doesn't have to walk.
It could be worse.
That his thighs burn when he rides Lord Frederick for too long.
Well, I have all my gear in the back as well.
What gear?
All my packs and things.
You mean the things that you keep putting in the bag of holding?
Well, no, not just that. I mean, everything I carry on me instead of having to wear a big
Anyway,
pack.
we really...
Bedrolls, that's right.
Rations. Water
Yeah.
skins.
Uh-huh.
Torches.
I look in the bag of holding and see all of these things.
Ball bearings.
Those are mine.
Well, Avantris' ball bearings.
Vandris' great big ball bearings.
They're very large.
Yeah, so what's the plan next?
You are the ones who decide. But I will help you if I can. Orpheus leans forward, and you see his eyes moving back and forth, and they start to work a little bit. And he says, I admit, not that your people are not worthy of my time studying, but I admit I know a little bit less about Tamaka, Yak folk, than others. But I have heard stories about your own dealings with genies. Is that true? And his smile starts to spread a little bit as she leans forward and says, yes, our great chieftains were once able to call forth and enslave Tao from the elemental plane of Earth. But the practice was forbidden under Kodo. And so the great amulet remains locked away. And Orpheus looks and nods. Interesting. He says,
Do you mind if we have just one little sidebar between the four of us?
I am weary, and I will sleep.
Okay, where are you gonna sleep?
I will sleep on the edge of the ravine.
And will it wake you up if I'm hacking the feet off of a yak folk tonight?
I
I will be loud.
I wake up when I need to wake up. If you are not threatening my life,
Oh no.
you will be fine.
Okay, cool.
Thank you for everything, really. It's
Yeah.
been very nice meeting you.
Do you want us to sleep with you? Like, not like that, but like in the same vicinity as you? Or do you not particularly care?
It is in my tribe's rituals to sleep on the edge of cliffs, to show we have no fear of the earth.
Oh.
I would not suggest that the small folk do the same.
Oh. No.
Yeah, because I
sleep over here.
I thrash in my sleep. I would roll right off that cliff.
I was gonna say the same thing. Once in my youth, I rolled right out of a bunk bed.
Yeah, have you ever heard of Legos? They're these really creepy looking wooden things that you stick together, and if you step on them, they smart like the dickens. I fell off of a bunk bed once, landed right on a bunch of my brother Okra's Legos. Oh my god, that hurt.
Wow.
What's a Lego?
I just explained it.
A
They're little wooden
A
things.
piece of wood thing. They stick together. Pay attention, Orpheus.
Yeah, and he had Lingoln logs, and you could make cabins out of Lingoln logs.
My father didn't approve of toys, so I don't know what that was like.
Okay, enough of the story of the sad. We get it. You have daddy issues. Now
Me too.
sit down on a rock, and the four of us are going to have a conversation.
Well, I was going to sit down on this rock anyway.
Good.
I'm hungry.
Fantastic.
I'm going to eat some of my rations now.
Eat some smoked fish while you're at it.
I will. Thank you
for the
Thank you
host,
for playing.
Derek.
Thanks,
Darren's
Thank you.
following will now see us.
He sits down and he starts eating. And you start to see his eyes are kind of working as he's eating.
Orpheus, are you trying to find your way into getting some kind of genie to grant you a wish so you can get your powers back?
Damn it! Why did you bring...
Well, because he specifically asked about it, because he's been asking about the Afrita, and now he's asking about the Jinn. What else does he want?
Well, now there's no reason to have a private conversation, which is fine. I draw Edward's final chapter and I point it right at his throat. If you think for one god's damn minute you're going to get some sort of wish and turn all of this back around, I'm trying to trust you. I really, really am. Don't you make me regret it.
I didn't even consider Avantris.
Liar.
Absolute bullshit.
Can I roll an insight check on him?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the same.
Oh, yeah.
My insight's not very good.
Big honking D&D dice.
I can't tell. I think he's telling the truth.
Take it easy.
I'm excited. Insight for me? Good. Plus 0 and 18.
An 18.
Yikes.
You can tell that he's lying.
Yeah, no, you're a liar.
Thank you, Sylvie. So I don't need to repeat myself, do I?
Well, I suppose not.
I sheathe my weapon.
Why do you want to get your powers back?
Who said I wanted powers back?
What would you use a wish for?
There's a lot of things that you can do with a wish. What if I wanted world peace?
What would you do with a wish? It's a question I'm asking you.
It's a lot of pressure, really. What would you do with a wish?
Do you want me to use my magic to convince you to tell us against your will? Because I feel like that would really suck for a friend, just like having a friend lie to them to their face would suck for a friend.
Make an intimidation check at advantage.
Probably still pretty good.
18.
Oh, that was good.
I don't even know if whatever Tao that they'd be able to summon could even grant a wish. You do know how genies work, don't you?
Nope.
No.
You think that they can just go around saying, oh, every single genie can just grant wishes?
Yep.
You read too many fairy tales.
I can't read.
You listen to too many books on tape.
What's tape?
It's a type of worm, and when you
Oh,
go
I've had one of those before. I lost 20 pounds and almost
I know that's what I did.
because I only weigh 35
It
pounds.
was a very popular remedy in Anzu for those
Oh, I wouldn't know about
for getting
that.
ready for
I pooped
beach
blood.
weather. Anyways, it's
Oh no, that was a ribbon.
it's only nobility, royalty, the highest class of the genies that can grant wishes.
So there are, is there like a caste system of genies?
Of course.
Oh. I never
Oh,
knew.
so there's a genie weenie that's the lowest of the genies? Did you
What?
just change the music?
No, I got my sending stone was buzzing.
Hold on, I gotta take this.
I just
Oh, yep, no, Morpheus.
wait.
Yep, no, it's fine. It's fine. I can take this. No, it's not important.
what is that?
So there's a genie weenie.
I imagine that some of the genies have weenies. Yes,
No, I mean the lowest of the low genies. He's the weenie of the bunch.
they may call them colloquially weenies. I have not heard that in my research.
Well, I wouldn't know. I can't read.
You can read. I've seen you read.
Shut up! I'm talking to Orpheus.
You know that Sylvie can read. You probably know at this point that Sylvie can read.
Why would you tell me?
I'm pretty sure I've seen all of you read.
Maybe you can't read. I thought you could.
Anyway, Orpheus. Trying to ruin my plan. Trying to put you off of your guard.
By saying you can't read?
Yeah, I don't know. It worked.
To be fair, it kind of threw me for a loop.
All this time,
They don't have to grant you a
terrible.
wish.
All those cards I wrote you.
Those are a lot of money. Any gold a greeting card costs these days?
No.
The
It's
time
a
I
lot.
ate your dinner and I left you the note to say sorry and you just thought
You
it
were the
disappeared.
one that ate my dinner?
Just that one time.
Oh no.
And then that other
I
time.
put a dead rat in Rodek's bag.
Oh, did you leave a note?
No.
Oh, that's
He
right.
can
I
read.
thought a rat climbed in there and died. It was dead before it got in the bag.
Yep.
That changes nothing. Anyways,
I was going to ask if that was any better. Then you answered my question. How fortuitous.
Oh my god.
anyways, you're not going to get a wish. You're not going to do anything. You're not going to enslave a Dao, which is an Earth genie. I think you probably know at this point.
Yes, I recall that. I remember you stole the book from my lair in Gullhaven.
Aye,
I imagine you all thumbed through it.
Except for
we
Sylvie.
did. Except for she can't read, so she didn't. But the rest of
Well,
us
I
did.
can read.
Oh no, she did.
I thought we had just.
I think you all told me that she read over Genji's shoulder. Well, he read it.
That's exactly
Yeah,
right.
that's exactly right.
You both read the book.
What's a book?
A book.
What?
He's saying book.
A book.
No,
a
he's
book.
not.
Well, I mean, I thought he was.
Book.
Just because you're spitting all over your beard doesn't make it sound any better.
Maybe it is my beard in the way. Hold on. Move my hair out of the way. A book.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Orpheus, what were you saying?
I'm just saying, I don't know why you think I'm going to get a wish from the Tao. The Afrita that I had in my lair for months could grant wishes.
And she gave us one.
Well, I know. Thanks for bringing it up.
You're welcome.
You missed out. You could have wished for something.
Yeah,
Why
all you
didn't
had to do was be nice to her.
Well, I did free her, but I guess wanting to use her as a battery to
You know, the
get to
thing is,
limbo.
you can't really say I did free her and then immediately put her into captivity.
True.
Wait, hold on. So, where did you find her?
Obviously, Sparog, that's how he knows how to get in there.
Well, but
It was the sister of
I found her
Anziri.
neck bed.
no,
Oh.
that's what he said.
Okay,
but-
well, I'm making things up.
The Afrita that you found is the sister of Inziri.
Yeah.
How did you get an Afrita all the way from Neckbet to here? Or into the Kench?
Isn't
Oh, no, this is a
Neckbet a
volcano
snake?
lair. Still.
Teleportation magic. I miss it.
I have it.
It's
A little pocket watch.
oh, and I miss my pocket watch too.
It says turtle or something.
She chucked her into the desert. I only found out through mutterings and whisperings. Vile creature.
Are we sleeping here tonight?
Yes.
Well, if we're gonna have this conversation, let's do it in style, I say.
And I'm going to cast Magnificent Mansion.
Tell me exactly what that looks like.
So you see twisting, swirling vines build an archway, and then there's this swirling pink glittery leaf magic, and it kind of looks like a portal you could walk through.
Okay, come on.
Holy
And I'll walk
hell.
straight in.
What is
And I
this?
invite all of them and our animals inside.
What does it look like?
You will find out when we get inside of the
So-
portal.
Orpheus's eyes widened and said, do you mean to tell me that we could have been camping in style this whole time?
Nope, just tonight.
Let's go! And
gonna
he
take us
pushes
to the-
past everybody. I need a bed, please tell me there's a bed! And he rushes into the mansion.
Come on.
I just kind of like stick my head in the portal, like tentatively at first.
So as you look in, you see what appears to be this beautiful forested grove.
Okay.
There are toadstools dotted throughout the landscape, a small pond off to the side with hopping frogs, a small rocky alcove with a little tiny waterfall. Your typical pond, as it were. Lily pads here and there. There is a cobblestone walkway straight up to this beautiful mansion in the very center. It's stone outside, but it's got turrets and towers, and the stone itself is mixes of different colors, some darker, some lighter, some purples, some pinks, and it is like Sylvie's beautiful fantasy mansion. Vines and flowers of purples, blues, pinks, oranges popping up out of everywhere, and the big arched front door, wooden, with a beautiful floral handle. And you see as Sylvie's walking up to it, turning the handle and walking straight in.
Sylvie's Barbie Dreamhouse.
Yes.
I'm gonna like
Sex life.
holler after you as you go in. Are we in the Feywild, or did you make this?
Nope, I made this. This is my own dimension. Come on in.
My God! And I'll pull Piccolo in through the.
Is this a trick?
She
Nope.
scares me sometimes.
No! It's a magnificent mansion! I never learned this! I always thought it was for nerds that couldn't get their own mansion or cool volcano lair. But this is so amazing!
Yep.
Well, thank you for doing this. This is unbelievable.
Is
You can
it?
make this anytime.
Well, I can make it once a day and it lasts for 24 hours. So basically. And it's the same house every time.
Are we safe?
Yeah, no one can get in here that doesn't have my permission.
I'll like pull Rambi in behind me.
And once you're inside, anyone who doesn't have my permission can't even see the door.
Wow.
So we never need to camp outside ever again, is what you're
No,
saying.
and there are also 100 brownie servants inside, and it's stocked full of food and drinks, and every single room that I could possibly imagine, there's a pool.
Did you say brownies?
Yeah, not the food. They're a fake creature. They're like little helpers.
Oh.
And they're about as tall as I am, maybe a little bit shorter. And they do all kinds of things for us. They'll clean for us. They'll mend your stuff. They'll light your fires. You each have your very own bedroom, and you can tell me however you want it, and I will make it so. And we've got a pool, and it's a saltwater pool, and it's amazing.
Thank you, Renmar.
Thank you so much for the gift.
Ren. Thank
And it's
you
really
so
beautiful.
much.
And it even has a little grotto, and there are frogs in there, so I hope you like frogs.
Well, then I'm going for a swim before we go to sleep tonight.
And there is also, not an alchemy lab, but like one of those towers where you can look up at the stars. What's that called?
An observatory.
Yes.
Yeah, sure, but I don't have telescopes because I don't know what those are, and those don't exist in D&D.
Fair enough.
I have a special request, but it's just for you and me today.
Okay, sure. You can tell me about it.
Hugo leans in and whispers, "Can my room be bigger than Avantris's?"
No. So outside of that, yeah, it's just absolutely beautiful, and we've got a big dining hall, and we have all kinds of silvered stuff, and it's really amazing, and I love it, and it's super cozy, and exactly what we want, and I love it.
Thank you for doing this for us.
You're welcome. I had to query Baba Yaga and have her take away my ability to go to the Feywild for it, but I thought, okay. Because it's a house, and it's all mine.
So
And if I get mad at you, I can come here and not let you in.
Fair
We'll
enough.
run inside.
I'm gonna like tie up Piccolo somewhere and go
There's
find
like a
this.
beautiful stables out back.
I'm gonna find this saltwater pool that she mentioned.
It's
Yeah.
inside.
I'm gonna go find it. I guess. Ask you to lead me
all
there.
Enjoy, and it looks exactly how Nikki described it, and it is the absolute. It's how you would imagine Sylvie would imagine the perfect Fey Barbie dream house, the Brownie dream house. And it's absolutely luxurious. You all have a room that is perfectly tailored to you, and it's all the food and drink and booze.
Yeah.
Wow, you could enjoy.
Like, it's literally the greatest thing. I have 100 brownie servants.
Does this exist in a pocket universe?
It's a pocket dimension.
So it's
yeah.
not like you're creating it from scratch each time. You're
I
literally
can.
Just, you could, but
Yeah.
like, could we stash things
Yes.
there?
So Richie even looked it up to make sure, and it was
Thank you,
confirmed
Mike
by
Merles, for
Mike
confirming.
Merles that you can store things there. So
So if we have to worry about Lord Frederick and the rest of your animals, we can just leave them here.
Yes and no. Creatures, once the spell ends, are expelled
Oh.
from the spot. But
Good to know.
items and things are not, but creatures.
But like right where you made it, so we would just like back into reality.
Yeah, back into reality, and then I could just cast it again if it was a new day and go back in.
So as long as you cast it once a day, Rambi and Piccolo and Lord Frederick and
Leo.
Lambert, what's his name? Leo.
Leo the lion.
Lambert.
Yeah, what, Adam Lambert the lion?
No, he looks like a sheepish lion.
What do you want from me?
That's horrible.
Because he's
Rodek.
sheepish?
Thank you.
Rodek! He's a big, strong lion, Leo. Aren't you a big, strong lion?
Roar, Leo.
He lets out a big, mighty roar.
I don't know, Mike. I can't imagine if you don't do it.
No, he roars. He roars.
Oh,
He's your
I know.
man.
Roar, goddamn.
Well, I was just Leo, or Wendell. They could all stay here for a while as long as you cast it every day.
Yes, but if we move away from the spot, then when I recast it, they fall out here, and we recast it somewhere else.
Yeah, we don't want
Put
that.
Leo
It
in a
doesn't
pocket
travel
dimension
with
anyway.
us.
Oh.
That's a pretty nice pocket
I
dimension.
mean, it does, as long as it's not
Man.
creatures.
So what happens?
Be
Can
cooped
I?
up in a pocket dimension?
So there's like a house and like outside and woods and stuff
So
around.
normally there would just be a house and you walk into it, but Mikey said that I could have a grove, so I made a grove.
So
Very
it's
generous
like
of you,
invisible wall, like where I kind of hit a wall and I'm just like,
Yeah, you can't go further than just the little circle with my
You have
pond and the
reached the
pretty
end
trees
of
and all the
You
toadstools.
just Pac-Man. You
There are a
just
bunch
come
of
out the other side.
butterflies
It's
and
infinite.
Oh my god, that would drive me nuts.
there are like tons of butterflies and lightning bugs and all kinds of things buzzing around it.
I'll say there's like an intricate, like runic stone and like giant runic
Yeah.
barrier all around it.
You
And
can't
there's
leave
like
that.
illusory forests on all sides. You can see like pixies and fireflies and will-o-wisp kind of glowing through the forest. But if you tried to leap over it, you would just bounce off. You would hit that invisible wall in the dream group.
And there are weeping willows. They're just kind of hanging down over, being beautiful.
Well, I'm gonna go grab a drink or so.
Oh, please, I have a beautiful tavern inside. It's a piratey style tavern
I'm
for
so
tonight.
glad we all forgot about that Dow business. Let's go.
We
And
haven't. I will make your room the smallest.
I'll have a drink.
Yeah, let's go. Whatever kind of alcohol you want.
Do they understand us? And I
Yep.
point to some of the brownies.
They can't talk to you though. But they will attend to all of your orders and needs.
I'll have a drink of your choosing. They just
they all go. They all have big smiles, and they all happily get everything that you would like, and you are all enjoying a meal and beverages around.
I'll show you a picture of a brownie. I want to see a picture.
What does a brownie look like, Mickey?
Why don't you show us?
I will. This is the best one.
Oh my god.
Show the camera.
They look just
They're
like
little
that.
dobbies.
They just look like that.
But more cute.
That's amazing.
Actually, that is Dobby was inspired by brownies because if you give brownies an item of clothing, they're no longer in service to you.
Oh, so Dobby is just a brownie.
Dobby's just a brownie
that they
that's-
put into the Harry
yeah.
Potter.
Well, that's exactly what they look like.
Yeah.
And they just smile at you and give you exactly what you want.
Hi, Mr. Macy's.
Mr. Meeseeks.
I couldn't even ask for more. It's incredible.
Everything's like very Art Nouveau on the inside, so just prepare for beautiful stained glass windows.
Prepared.
And we all have a room.
Yeah. All of the bedchambers are upstairs. You just take the beautiful spiraling wooden staircase with the butterfly wing things. What are stairs?
I'm gonna go put all of my belongings in my room. Perhaps
Sure.
clean
You
up my
have a
armor a little
four-poster
bit.
bed with beautiful gossamer wing
Thank you.
trappings. You're
I'm gonna
welcome.
get some dinner and maybe a drink, and then I'm gonna soak in the pool before bedtime.
That sounds lovely. Please don't hurt any of my frogs.
I would never even dream of it.
Great.
Should we invite Tonga in here? I know she's sleeping, but
Well, she said that she has to sleep on the side of the hill. I was going to, but she has to sleep on the side of the hill for, like,
She was pretty explicit about that.
traditional reasons.
The bluffs and all that.
But, like, the next night or whatever, maybe.
I just don't want to,
And
what if any of the gray ones come back?
we don't ever have to sleep in an inn ever, because all we need is a 5-foot by 10-foot cube to put our home in now.
That's pretty amazing. I think she'll be all right. We can. Can we hear out of the? Or are we like in a like a silenced?
You're in it. All you can see is what's here, so nobody can hear us, but we can't see what's going on outside.
Gotcha. I trust that she'll be all right. We only need to rest for 4 hours at a time. Perhaps the other 4 hours, we'll just check on her, make sure she's all right. Yeah, we'll make sure she's all right.
Okay.
Like a big fey archway with like a swirling green pool.
I could use some time to go fishing, and maybe I'll do that when I'm done resting and whatnot. And we'll figure it out. Keep an eye on her.
Hay fish in here?
No, I'm outside. I'm not gonna fish in here. I wouldn't do that to this wonderful
What
dreamscape.
do you mean by fish?
I'm going to, after I get my rest, I'm going to leave this wonderful pocket dimension, make sure the Tonga's okay, and do a little fishing.
What for?
Well, for Piccolo and for us.
Why don't you just ask the brownies for fish?
I like
They have
fishing.
unlimited amounts
Well,
of fish.
I'll do that
Is it
in
milk
case I'm
fish?
unsuccessful.
So we eat it and it's still in our bellies when we leave?
And
But
it tastes delicious too.
It's sport. I enjoy it. It clears my mind.
Okay, I'll put fish in the pond outside, and then you could just fish in the pond.
If you're all right with that, that
Yeah, I
would
don't
be
care.
lovely.
Just don't catch any frogs.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Okay, cool.
And with that, Sylvie snaps her fingers, and the Big the Cat campaign from Sonic Adventure gets added.
Hey,
to
boomers.
Hey Boomers. You remember Sonic Adventure?
Remember the Dreamcast?
You remember the Sega Dreamcast? And it gets added, and there's a beautiful fish pond outside. There's a big lawn chair and a tall boy,
Yes.
and no nagging wife.
When you put your stuff away, you find like a cute little fishing outfit with like a fishing hat and a chair and a pole.
Yes!
All inside of your closet.
Okay.
Okay.
So you all get whatever you want, and you're able to. Yeah.
We're not going to continue to talk. I thought we were going to talk in here.
Absolutely.
So why don't we just all meet at the pool? There's suits in all of your in your armoires.
I'll be there at 5.
And they're very like 1940s style, like pinups outfits.
Can mine be striped?
Yes.
Red and white.
Annulance has like little animals all over it, and Sylvie's has butterflies.
Can mine be like a plain brown?
Annulance is little hippos.
Little hippos.
Yeah,
plain
cute little
brown.
hippos with bows.
And
always just
as
swum
you all
naked
get to this
before, but-
beautiful glistening pool,
That
where
would be offensive to the frogs.
the bottom of it
Okay,
is
fair.
lit up with these fey lights from the bottom, and all the
Phosphorus
frogs.
mushrooms.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Phosphorescent
And
mushrooms.
you step into it with
Oh,
those cool little
Wonderland.
mushrooms that grow on the side of trees.
Oh my
It's got these little
God.
stairs that go down into
and
it.
the frogs.
Campaign
are-
over. We live here.
They're all croaking into a beautiful song as the night goes on. There's these beautiful fireflies.
What are they singing?
There's the side of the room is an actual like weeping willow, and like the leaves are kind of like hanging down, and they're like twinkling.
The world descends
lights
into
and stuff.
chaos.
It's
and we just
beautiful.
live
It's
here forever.
it's very fern gully.
My dream is to build this castle for you.
I
will not
literally
rest.
lose my mind.
Until it has been done.
I have told Rich a million times. I was like, if I'm ever like super rich someday, I'm building this. This is like my
Chateau
dream.
Sylvie.
Chateau Sylvie.
I'm so excited.
Can we pause there?
Yeah.
Let's
And
give
do
away
a
pause
giveaway.
there.
We're at the pool. We're at the
Yeah.
pool. We're doing a pool giveaway.
Which one are we gonna do?
We're gonna
Let's
do Norse
roll-
Foundry.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right? Let's do frog.
Let's do it.
Frogs.
So we're going to exclamation point frog for a set, not this
Frog.
exact set. This,
Frog.
oh no,
This
maybe
is
this
Zeke's.
exact
No,
set.
this is Zeke's set.
No,
that we
Zeke,
saw him
Zeke
give
was
it
the
to.
green one, remember?
Oh yeah. So maybe
So we're
this
going to
one.
give away a set of
Enjoy.
Norse Foundry dice. Let me get it all. So hold on, before we do anything, let me get it all.
Yeah,
set.
let's make sure it's all active before everybody starts jumping in.
Everybody
Queen
set
Renee.
set.
Queen Renee.
Growy.
So we're going to do
Exclamation
frog.
mark.
We're
Frog.
going to say Norse metal dice from Norse Foundry.
Frognay. Oh,
Okay, the giveaway's open! Exclamation point frog!
Simon sings, make sure you do it again.
You'll get a
Exclamation point frog.
notification that says you entered. Keep your eyes
That
open
is
for
ruined
it.
my.
So let's hang out for a little bit. So I think Z said earlier that he's a working Dreamcast.
Yes.
In my opinion, the Dreamcast is one of the greatest.
I agree.
It's probably the greatest system, given how short it existed, like a year and a half or 2 years. Had the most amount of insanely amazing games, and it
I
died.
100% agree. They had one on sale at Otakon for $80. I literally almost bought it.
Holy shit!
I was like, I can't believe it's not worth more than that.
Yeah. Well, I think just because it's so old and finding the games is probably hard, right? So it's just not. It's not.
Well, there's
worth
something
a
about
lot.
games, so.
Um,
Yeah,
I
God
want
knows
to
how
enter
much,
the giveaway.
But yeah, chat. Tell us what your favorite Dreamcast game is.
Power Stone.
Is it Shenmue? Is it Power Stone?
Power
Is
Stone.
it Sonic Adventure 1 or 2?
Grandia was really good too.
Is
Grandia
it-
2.
Is it?
Thank you, Clapton, for the bid.
Hey, thank you for this. Thank you.
Is it Jet Set Radio, which was
Oh
phenomenal?
my god. Jet Grind Radio.
Jet Grind Radio.
Jet Grind
It
Radio
was Jet
was so
Set
good.
Radio Future was
Yeah.
the sequel on the Xbox. The Soul Calibur was a classic.
I think they also had a gauntlet game. They had a gauntlet game. You know, like the.
They had one of the gauntlets was on there.
Exclamation point frog.
Skies of Arcadia is one of the best JRPGs in existence.
I know. I've never played it.
It is so you would fucking love it.
I know. I've
It is
heard it's
good.
Elder God
It,
tier.
it is literally
pinnacle.
Elder God tier. Yeah.
Oh, Fantasy Star Online.
Fantasy Star Online. Fuck
That
yeah,
was awesome.
Xenos, PSO man.
Hey, boomers,
So
you're
no,
on the
but
Dreamcast.
the great news is that PSO is finally coming to the West.
No
It's
way.
being translated, and I think on the
Thanks.
PlayStation, I think PlayStation or PC.
I don't know.
But it is being translated finally after 4 years of being out in Japan. I think.
Dang.
But
While we're waiting, I'm gonna roll a bunch of dice in this wormwood box.
yeah, let's look at Wormwood. One of our
Thank you,
sponsors,
Wormwood.
Thank you.
Ready?
They sent us.
Everybody
Shut
shut
up,
up.
shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Manly Brian, welcome to Avantris.
Shut up.
Oh, wait. Manly
Manly Brian, thank you.
Welcome to the Avantris, thank you.
Welcome. Now shut up.
That was a beautiful sound.
It is
felt
beautiful.
good.
Sound.
Beautiful.
Manly, enter exclamation mark frog to enter into the giveaway.
Yeah, now
Yeah,
there's more
exclamation
followers.
Oh no,
Frog.
you made us win.
Exclamation point frog.
Welcome. We got frogs.
The bad Duke.
Well, the bad Duke. Thank you for the.
No, it's a giveaway.
Thank you for
No.
entering the giveaway.
Thank you.
Apologies. I'm
I
names.
did that
Just a
earlier.
preview for if you follow.
No, I was just saying I like the name because Duke and Genies, if you get what I'm saying.
I don't.
Oh, do I? Well, Duke Grudo, I believe. So exclamation point frog. There's our frog.
Really
Well, look at this shit. Thank you, Wormwood, for sending us this
It's
amazing
beautiful
stuff.
and we love it.
Awesome dice
Chaparral.
towers.
Gron is frog.
And they're all magnetized
Green.
and they
Yeah, that is
pull
all.
apart
Oh,
for
so
easy
So if you look at
storage.
Pokemon,
They're rolling
Greninja
full
is
box.
Greninja.
so the word frog is gron.
Gronwy.
Oh, I thought you were saying like small
It rolls
frog,
Oh,
so
no.
nice.
like wee, like tiny.
Yeah.
I don't know French.
Growy. Growy Remy. Chablis.
Anyway, check out the
Love that
Sega
sound.
Dreamcast, boomers.
Love that sound.
If I'm also drinking from this mug, I don't know if you can see it, but it says 2002. So let us know
boomers,
if
do you
you're
remember
alive in
2002?
2002, boomers. Because I was. It was a great year. I went to Universal Studios Islands of Adventure in 2002.
Back when Popeye was
How old are
relevant.
people? Hold on. What year is it?
2019.
It's 2019. It's
The current year.
People born in 2002 are 17 currently.
No.
Right?
15.
No.
No,
17.
17, that's
17.
disgusting.
Yikes.
No offense if
I'm
you're
upset.
17.
Red Dragon Rob had already graduated college in 2002. That's
that.
great.
I was
It's
already up to no
37.
good at that point.
Yeah.
So you have a minute left. Exclamation
1 minute.
point frog. And then
1 minute.
we're gonna
Exclamation
pull-
mark frog.
Exclamation point frog. Does that how many people have already entered?
A bunch. Yeah, I can see a list.
I don't know if it told you like a total.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I feel so old.
You're like 20. You're 20.
Nice.
20 entered, yeah. Graduated high school that year. That's good. It's a good year, 2002.
This might be a bad time to ask, but can anybody that already won tonight win again?
I don't see why not.
I don't believe so. We've never had that happen. We'll see if that happens.
I'd like to
So
spread
we don't know
the
if the
love,
randomizer will do that.
I don't know. We'll find out. We use chatbots, so if you stream use chatbots,
I guess my point is we don't have any rules against that.
Yeah, I guess the way that I see it is if someone rolls 2 natty 20s tonight on the giveaway.
I just want to level set.
We'll figure it out.
I just want to level
it out.
set.
We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Here.
All right.
We'll see what happens here. There we go. Creative Minds is 17, so you were probably born in roughly 2002.
Congratulations on probably being the
I'm
youngest person
drinking
in
from a
chat.
mug that is as old as you are.
Only 13 more years until you two are a boomer.
Yeah.
A 30-year-old boomer.
A 30-year-old boomer.
You can be an honorary 30-year-old boomer.
If you haven't yet, !frog to join the giveaway.
You got 30 seconds.
30 seconds on the clock.
Mike,
Exclamation point frog.
Solo frog. Solo.
Ready? Okay. I'm pulling it.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1. I click winner. And
It's for dice again.
You got 2 set of days.
you have a second set of metal Norse Foundry dice.
Wow.
Let me
You
tell
are
ya.
so lucky.
That is crazy. That is fucking crazy that this is the second set of Norse Foundry dice that Zeke has won. So, congratulations. Heart of the Cards, whatever Yu-Gi-Oh! Says, I don't know. That was after my time.
Bess loved her Sylvie with her hoof.
Oh my god! What?
Did you just whip that up? What the hell?
Holy shit! Can we show this camera?
Yeah, we'll show this.
Wait a minute. How long have we been live for?
An hour and a half.
You whipped that up in less than an hour and a half.
Incredible.
That is unbelievable.
You have made one weirdo really happy.
Can you put it?
Holy shit.
Can we show it on that camera?
Yeah, I think Kelsey's gonna have to do it because I have short arms.
Look at this shit.
Oh my.
It's beautiful.
That is
Oh, I'm
insane.
trying to get the top of
That is amazing.
That is
Thank
so
you,
good.
Vasilov.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
This is crazy. We haven't gotten fan art in like a year and a
I
half.
am gonna
So
be-
Vasilov is like our first fan
I will
artist.
literally be printing this out and putting it in my
Beautiful.
office.
Holy
So-
shit.
That is insane.
That's
I am blown away right
Go
now.
to
So
Vasilov's Twitter, give her a follow. She's an
Please
amazing
give her a
artist.
follow.
She's done fan art of both Renee in like some casual
Frog
evening
Renee.
wear
This character
and Bronwyn Renee.
Renee.
I love that voice.
I'm a little do from a
That's hey boomers. Do you remember Dexter?
Boomers, do you remember
Dexter's
Dexter's Laboratory?
Okay. Anyway,
You were all at the
thank you,
mansion.
everybody. Congrats, Zeke.
Wow.
Wow.
Sorry, hold on. I'm retweeting.
Nikki is retweeting.
Yeah, I have to.
You were all at the poolside.
So we just go asleep in here and it's safe. It's fine. Like no one can get in.
That's what I
Yes,
understand.
no, that's how it
I
works.
think we're fine.
I believe Sylvie had something she wanted to say, though.
I did.
That's why you brought us all here.
No,
To the
we
pool.
were just talking about really, I felt, important things that we didn't want anybody to eavesdrop on.
I see.
And so we were kind of in the middle of a field full of dead things. And potentially looker honors, because I don't know if you realize this, but people can be invisible or in the ethereal plane and listening to us and we have no idea. But in here, they can't.
That's a horrifying thought.
I literally never thought of that.
Oh boy. Well, I have to reflect.
I think that let's talk about what we do with this tribe.
With what?
This tribe of
Oh,
Yakfolk.
I thought you said tripe, and I don't like tripe. It's really chewy.
If you cook it right, it's fine.
We're going to meet their shaman tomorrow and discuss, I guess, learn a bit more about them and maybe see what the next steps are. But it seems like we can maybe rally them, and if we can bring the fight to the fire giants, save anyone's mother, free the captives, we can end this civil war once and for all.
Aye.
It seems like a win-win for everyone.
I think we should be open-minded and just hopefully accept this new ally that might not be as familiar as dwarfs might be. Even though they're gigantic yak folk, they can be very valuable.
She could have strummed on me and just killed me immediately, and she didn't.
She seems really nice.
She gives to me her blood.
We're all very open-minded people. Plus, if you had seen half of the things that I dealt with in the Kench in all of my years in Gullhaven, you wouldn't be batting an eye.
So, I'm just suggesting we all keep an open mind, and maybe we have to take a night or two to assist them like we did the King of Magnir.
Oh, thank you for the gift.
Swordbreaker, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Welcome.
Go give Forgebreaker a follow.
Yes, please give Forgebreaker a follow.
They stream D&D stuff, so
Yes,
thank you so much.
please. Forgebreaker is fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thank
You're
you.
the best.
Thank
You're
you
the
for
best.
passing
What
on
a
the
great
love.
gift.
And to all of the people who now have subs, and thank you so much for the congratulations. We really appreciate it. For all of you new subs, you can enjoy Avantris and Chill live tonight.
It is a post-session stream that we do /video. We shut down this stream and immediately go live again for subs only. We talk about the session. We theorize about what's going on in the campaign. We shoot the shit in general. So all of our subs can enjoy that. So
Can you gift from mobile?
I don't know.
You can
Yeah,
gift
you
from
can.
I've never been able to figure it out.
If you gift from the app, it's an extra $1 per sub. Is what I learned.
Shit. Can someone tell me how to gift from mobile? Just
Clapton says yes.
because I feel like I was waiting until the first to re-up my sub, and now that I've been gifted a sub, I feel like I should pass it forward.
You should. That's a nice thing to do.
That's cute.
I'm happy to do it if someone can teach me how.
There's a way
Let's keep playing. I'll
We'll
keep my
keep
eyes on
playing,
chat. Just
yeah.
someone school my ass and how to use Twitch.
someone school Andy's ass.
School me, daddy.
So we're all sitting by this pond,
Wow.
this saltwater pond. There's a pool. Is the pool separate from the pond?
So there's a pond outside that is like, you know when you go to like your grandma's house and she has that cute little rock pond that has like the little tiny waterfall into it and it's got like goldfish in it. That's exactly what it is, but it's a little bit bigger outside that's full of frogs. There's a pool inside, which is basically a large version of that, which is like in a room that's made of like an actual tree. And the pond is in the middle, and there are lily pads on it, and there's weeping willows over it. It's kind of like touching the water, and there's like a little grotto you can swim into, and a little waterfall that comes
So
out
it's
of
like
that.
really cool.
It's like really cool.
Wow. Hey,
Yeah.
Stick Legs.
Stick
One.
Legs.
Thank you,
_1.
Stick Legs.
Well, thank you so
One.
much.
Thank you for
What
following
a great
us and
name.
becoming part
That's
of
a
our
great
family.
name.
So with that, yes, that's what it looks like.
So anyway, I think that these yak folk could be valuable allies.
He seemed really down with help the chief.
He died how long ago? 15 years ago?
Yeah, that was making me think. Did you remember reading anything in the books? Anything that happened in this area 15 years ago?
I know that they've been killing each other for a while, but like I said, they're a bunch of... I don't even know if she can hear me, but I'll still be polite. They're yak folk. They aren't as high magic as I was interested in at the time.
But there's something to this whole wind spirit thing.
I suppose so. And I'd heard that they had once dealt with genies, but I didn't realize it was true.
Would I remember like anything from my knowledge of being in the area
About
of like
particularly.
like an event or something like memorable that I would have heard about where I was that happened like roughly 15 years ago?
Make a history check.
Here it is.
Yikes! 8.
You didn't use our dice tower.
8. So you think back,
That's what I
and
get. That's what I get.
you knew that it was probably like a little bit before that 15-year range where things started to pick up in the Smolder Peaks and the Giants and everything was a lot more active than it had been quite a bit prior. But you haven't heard anything about Civil War and Yak Folk. You knew that the Yak Folk were something that was generally on the other side of the mountains and just something to generally be avoided.
Gotcha.
Well, anyway. Do we have anything else to discuss before we go to bed and move on?
Well, I don't know.
What would you wish for if you got a wish?
I would wish for... I don't know, that's a really tough question.
See?
There are a lot of things that I would wish for, I think, and a lot of things I wouldn't wish for, and then I'd think I wanted to wish for it, and then I'd realize how horrible that would be, because I think with a wish, you're always dealing with the fact that it's never going to be exactly what you want. Honestly, I would just wish for that poor genie to not have to give people wishes anymore. That sounds like it sucks, because when people want things from you, they'll do all kinds of stuff, and then once you give it to them, they just treat you like crap. So genies have a life of crap.
So again, Orpheus, what would you wish for?
Exactly what somebody said.
You're so full of crap.
Yeah, nobody believes anything that you're saying.
Give me a real answer. What would you wish
And
for?
on top of
I
that,
won't kill
I
you.
gave you 2 swimming trunk options, and you picked a Speedo Orpheus for
Of course I
real.
did. I gotta stay on brand, Sylvie.
God.
Oh, and he adjusts, and he's like, see? I'm doing you all a favor.
And you even wore the lifeguard whistle.
I said earlier that I'm trying very, very hard to trust you. If you want to earn that trust, you at least should be honest with us. When we ask you questions like this, I want to trust you. I really do. I know I give you a hard time. But considering what we all went through, it's kind of justified.
That may be fair. But I think that's a loaded question to ask. I would need weeks to think about that.
Take weeks.
One wish.
I think that's fine.
One wish.
We just want to get an idea of what you're looking for. We don't want to go through all of this trouble, thinking that we can trust you to save Annulin's mother, and then you backstab us at the last possible moment.
Why would I ever do that?
Why would you open up a chaos portal and almost let me fall into it?
Exactly!
Annulin almost died.
Multiple times!
But to be fair, she also almost died to a swarm of rats.
It was a long time ago.
Which
really
I have
big
recently
toad.
learned only has like 26 health.
I did toad. In lots of things, Annulin's almost died a lot. But you were responsible for one of them. Reflect on that. Is all I'm
I already
asking.
have. You won't let me forget it.
No, we won't.
And you're always yanking me around and putting me down.
I'm not.
I'm not either.
I do, but to be fair, half the time it's just in jest. It's to keep you in check. Look at your massive ego. It's almost as large as mine.
I dragged all your smelly animals. 15-minute walking.
Yes, and you're going to keep doing that as long as Sylvie says you have to.
And I do. Because you lied to me.
I didn't lie.
Yes, you did. Oh, I'm not going to ask the genie for a wish. Pfft, liar.
No wishes. From you.
Like I said, there's no reason for any of us to believe that any Tao that they can summon would be able to
Why
wish.
would they bother summoning it if they couldn't wish? What else is it good for? Dow. Oh, absolutely nothing. I don't know.
That was pretty good.
That was
Very
That was
cool.
something.
Very cool. Gotta give it up.
Gotta give it up.
Gotta give it up.
I gotta give it up.
I gotta give it up.
Anyway, I think we're all on the same page. I'm going to go to bed.
Well,
I'm sorry I can't help.
this is a waste of my home.
Why?
Because we're not even talking about anything important.
We talked about how we're going to offer our aid to this
Speaking of
tribe,
which,
and hopefully they'll pledge their
Dobby!
aid.
Dobby!
One of the brownies will come to me.
And all 100 stores.
Yes. They're all named Dobby.
100 swarm you.
I would like a roast turkey dinner with mashed potatoes and gravy, a steak rare with cream sauce and mushrooms picked fresh from my garden outside, a glass of wine, cold, with an ice cube in it, and a foot massage once I'm done eating. Thank you. And if you could just send it out on a floaty in the middle of my pool.
They shuffle off and do that.
And one for all of my friends too. Thanks, bye.
Well, thank you.
Raw!
He said them throwing our food into the bowl.
I smash my raw.
They
lamb
eventually
or
come
whatever.
back with drinks and food for all you to enjoy. In
Where's the duck sauce? And the bed.
Please do not treat Dobbies that way.
Rodek doesn't do that.
You do not get to
But
be
I need
him.
to make one of my characters needs to be a Gordon Ramsay character. Stay tuned for our next campaign.
Oh god.
In Prime 2. Well, can we eat like this every night?
Yeah, sure, if you want to.
Well, I would vote that we do. If
Okay.
my vote matters.
I also have a billiard room.
What?
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, if you'd like to enjoy a nice cheroot in a velvet bathrobe, we could meet together for a game of billiards downstairs. A nice glass of Neckbeshin scotch.
All right. That sounds lovely. I've got plenty of time since I barely sleep, so sure, why not?
Cool.
You have all the time in the world. I'll get some rest, and I guess I'll just sleep the whole 8 hours.
I'm gonna sleep too.
Cool.
Please do.
And the great thing is we don't need to set up a watch because guess what? No get getting your rest.
Well, you're going to pop your heads out, right?
Just to make sure that she's all right. To make sure that Tonga is okay.
That they don't fall off the cliff as they sleep.
Our new yak friend.
I might go pet her lizard again.
Be careful you don't get your arm bitten off.
No, he likes me. She likes me. I didn't look under it.
All right.
Oh.
Either way, give it a pet, and good night.
Okay, good night. I guess we're not going to talk about anything for real. Bye!
Was there anything else that you wanted to discuss?
Well, I guess I just don't know what our plan is. We're supposed to go rescue Annulin's mom, but we keep dilly-dallying with other people's problems.
Because I think we need the help. I don't want to underestimate what we're walking into.
That's my plan.
I also think that it just couldn't help to bolster our forces a bit.
Especially if they're enemies against Svarog, against these fire giants, against the Forge Master.
If we could get everyone to agree to one cause, we could fix all the bloodshed in this valley.
Aye.
And get my mom back.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Or at least they can handle the troops, and we go in and hopefully cut the head off the snake.
I want to cut the head off of every single giant in that mountain. And we're going to need a lot of people.
That too as well.
Okay, that's fine.
Does that sound fine?
And you can have all the blood, and all the feet, and all the fingers, and the ears, and the arms that you want.
And the hooves?
teeth?
And the teeth?
And the teeth.
And the eyeballs?
I don't really want those.
Regardless, we should have a bit more information after we meet with their shaman tomorrow.
Okay, sure.
Well, good evening.
Yes,
I
it
will-
was, wasn't it?
Thank you for
Plus.
doing this for us.
This is going to make our lives so much easier. I'll look around and then I will retire to bed.
I love it. It's mine.
You all enjoy a long rest, unless there's anything else that you would like to do before bed. And you don't even have to set a watch. You all wake up in the morning, and you, as you keep an eye on Tonga, she is up at the break of dawn immediately. And she is tightening all of the packs and straps on her beast. And I'm going to switch the music back to what it was. What it was. She, yeah. Oops.
A couple of ones you made.
So, my character.
Oh yeah. So you, as you're all leaving and getting ready to go, Tonga, Tonga looks at you and says, "Are you prepared to meet the Spirit Watcher?"
Yes.
Aye.
Is there anything that we should know? Any customs to abide by so we don't offend them?
We respect our ancestors tremendously. Do not disrespect them or your own ancestors.
Okay.
The spirits of the dead.
That's gonna be hard because my grandma was a bitch.
Just do not do it in front of the Spirit Watcher.
Okay, as long as they don't bring her up.
I do not think they knew your grandmother.
I hope not. She is a surly old woman. She would have kicked him right in the shins.
You may keep that to yourself when you meet the spirit.
Yeah, sure.
Please mind her.
Huh?
Just don't bring it up, all right, Sylvie?
I said as long as they don't bring up my grandma, I won't talk about how she's a bitch. But I'm not gonna lie. If they're like, hey, Sylvie, did you like your grandma? I'll be like, yeah, sure, but she was a bitch. As long as they don't say, hey, Sylvie, how was your grandma? Then we don't have to worry about it, right?
Fair enough.
Please lead the way.
I will.
And she mounts her huge lizard, and with a mighty heave, the beast thunders off and makes a ton of ground in front of you, and it's difficult for you to catch up. And then you see as he kind of notices and remembers that she needs to slow down a little bit, and she slows down her beast and lets out this as it eventually gets a nice pace ahead of you, and you begin to wind through the valley further and further north as the great forests begin to spread out a little bit as it turns into bits of rolling plain as far as you can see to the other side of the mountain. And as you begin to get further and further north, it gets a little bit warmer and the sky gets a little bit darker. As you look up ahead, you see gray, black smoke. And the beautiful pine forest that you're surrounded by, and the beautiful rolling plains as you see herds of buffalo, of yaks, of
Actual yaks,
of musk oxen, caribou. And you see that there are these huge cliffs and mesas that rise up all around you. And after it gets a little bit past midday, you turn around the bend and up towards that same ridge in the mountains. You see rising up on a massive bluff above you a large city built out of wood and hide and bone, rising and totems and various windmills for grinding grain, water wheels as rivers pass through over the cliffside, and you see that there's a winding path up to this city up on the cliff, and you see that there is motion, the slow movement of yak folk and their beasts. And as Tonga guides you through the street, she looks at you and says, "If anyone gives you trouble, keep your eyes forward. Understood?"
Yes.
Sure.
And she guides you forward. There's incredible surprise as this ragtag band of adventurers with this huntress ride in up along a winding, narrow path to get up to the top of this cliff. And you see as there is this massive wooden structure that is carved into the shape of a stylized version of one of these reptilian beasts, but one with long plates on its back of a thick yellowish greenish color, worn away in patches of wood, and a large horn protruding from its snout. And there's a large door to this massive building, and you see that there are 3 separate parts of this village that are separated from this large bluff that you are standing on. And rope bridges extend to one on the side of the mountain, as you see all of these different huts and structures built into the side of the mountain and built onto all of these rocky precipices. That is directly past this building. To your left, you see a bit of a village that seems to be completely abandoned. The rope bridge that connects it lays cut and severed, hanging down. You see on that side that this is the furthest north, and there are little bits of bursts of steam coming up from this bluff that this part of the village is built on. And then to your right, you see a similar size of this village, and it is in total ruins, seemingly charred long ago, as there's really nothing but the foundation of whatever part of this village remained.
So there are like multiple bluffs and
Yeah.
rope bridges attaching. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
And one seems to be populated, the other seems to be abandoned, and then the other seems to be destroyed. And all of the yak folk that pass you glare at you, and as none even speak, as they look, they just glare or they snort. One occasionally spits. And one eventually gets a little close, and then immediately Tonga takes her spear, flips it around to the backside, and smacks one of these yak folk on the side of the head, and he goes, "Argh!" And he looks like he's going to do something, and then backs off. As she guides you to this large center structure, as you enter. And there's a very potent smell of incense and herbs that are burning in this low-lit room in a brazier at the center. As you enter, and you see that there's a small passageway, and there's draped cloth that's all cut up, that seems to form a small entranceway. As Tonga pulls it aside, you see a large central room with braziers burning incense all around you. And at the center, you see a robed figure, hood down, dark, seems like patches of, or dark gray fur, but patches of light gray and almost white, as the sunken-in eyes and wrinkled face of a very, very old male yak folk sits at the center of this room, on the ground, cross-legged, with its hands on its knees, almost meditating. Its eyes are closed. And Tonga puts up a hand. She looks, waits a moment, and says, "Spirit Watcher, I have come with outsiders. I owe them a blood oath, and I believe they can help us against the Flamekeepers." Silence. As seconds pass, minute passes, and then, in a sudden motion, the eyes open, and you see that there's just nothing but milky white orbs in these eye sockets, as you hear a low but reserved voice call out, "I know of your blood oath, child. Do you think that these small ones can do anything to change the fate of our tribe?" "Yes, I do." "Then leave us. Bring them here." And She steps behind you and looks at all of you and nods without saying a word and gestures that you enter.
Just kind of mouth thank you at her.
I'll proceed forward.
I'll respectfully just keep my head bowed and approach.
So she steps out of the way and she passes through the cloth doorway and it falls and she disappears from sight. As you enter the room and step towards this figure that's sitting, his eyes are open, and although he seems to be blind, you feel like there's some kind of sense that he's watching your moves. As you approach, you see, however, that towards the back of this room, there is a large wooden totem, and hanging on it seems to be some sort of necklace of beads with a large stone, heavy black stone, at the very end of this inn. And as you enter, the voice says again, "Why have you come?"
I nudge Anulin.
I'd like to go forward and just kind of kneel in front of him with my head down. And,
Okay.
We are here to help your tribe and to get help in return.
We wish to trade.
I wish for us to help each other, not a trade, but just working together for the common good.
The common good, child. My people have been slaughtering each other for years now. Since Kodo fell. We are hungry, we are tired, we are afraid. Without our chieftain, there is no hope. What do 5 outsiders, tiny ones, have to offer us?
Well, for what it's worth, if I may be so bold, our plans are taking us to Svarog anyway, and the way I hear it, it sounds like if we were to strike at them, right in the heart where it'll hurt them most, and end these fire giants before they get out of control, it would be best for everyone. That fighting can stop, we can free all of their captives, and most importantly, Anulin's mother.
And beyond that, first of all, I think we could try to help find your chief? What was he?
Chief.
Chief.
What? What, we can?
It's worth a try. I mean, look at the places we've been. We've gone to the Shadowfell. We've mingled with spirits. What's to say that we couldn't help find him and bring him back to his people?
His spirit, at least. His spirit has not communicated with us since he fell. He lies beneath us as we speak. But he does not speak to us. His body, you mean? Yes.
Do you believe that his spirit may still be intact somewhere?
I have tried. But since he was lost, well, sending his spirit on the other side, he has not communicated with any of the spirit watchers.
Do the Watchers still communicate with you?
They do. I've communicated with many spirits, ancestors long past, but not Chief Kodo. It was his leadership that united our tribes. The only hope to unite them once again, and that is lost. What if we found his spirit somehow? Are there any leads? Are there any clues? Where did he fall? Do you have that power?
I hate to be presumptuous here, but what makes us think that we can even do something like that? I don't want to make promises we can't keep here.
I'm not making a promise. I'm just saying we could try.
We're willing to assist in any way that we possibly can. All we know is that the fire giants are causing absolute mayhem and we want to stop that.
I'm saying that the fire giants and the flame keepers may be the end of us all soon. But our only hope was within Chief Kodo, the Storm Rider. And unless you are powerful enough to bring him back, I do not know what more you can do.
Like I said, we're willing to help in any way that you can think of. I certainly don't know much about spirits and contacting them, but I'm willing to help in any way possible.
Out of character,
Rodek?
did you give me the scroll of resurrection? So you still have it.
Because we have it.
Do you mean to say if we could bring him back to life, he could reunite the tribes once again?
Only Kodo could, yes. If there was a way to find out how he died to speak to his spirits, there may be a chance to bring the Flame Keepers back from their treachery. But it's a power that I do not have. And all of the Stream Runners are with the ancestors now.
And his body lies below us now.
It does. As the pools of the ancestors.
Let me see what spells I can prepare. I don't think I can speak with dead.
I can talk to him.
How?
I can contact other plane and I can speak to the spirit of a long dead sage.
That is oddly specific.
He sounds just like a long dead sage.
That literally could not have been written any more perfectly for the situation that we could possibly needed it.
Yeah.
How fortuitous.
Yeah.
One might even say serendipitous.
Yeah, and I might lose my mind. Oh, which would be kind of cool.
Well, can you
Would
reach
that be
out to him?
different than now?
What's that?
Would it be different than now if you lost your
Oh, I can't believe you
I
asked.
actually don't know. Probably not.
What are the? I mean, how?
I might drool more.
How likely is this risk? We can't lose you.
Given that it uses my intelligence, highly likely. Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable with that plan. Then.
Oh, I am though.
I mean, I'm not going to stop you. I can just try to dissuade you. Is all I can really do.
Well,
I apologize for us having a brief side conversation. We're just discussing our options.
Sylvie, this is something you can do,
Yeah, it's how I talk to Matthias.
and you can target the spirit of Chief Kodo.
Yeah, I believe so.
And you haven't lost your mind yet, as far as we're aware.
Well, I've only done it once, and I did get pretty close.
What are the actual out of character? What are the
I have to
actual
roll a
odds?
DC 15 int saving throw, or I take 66 psychic damage in it, and I'm insane until I finish a long rest.
Oh, so it's not permanent.
No.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, look.
Does that sound like something that could help you?
Perhaps, but how would we convince the Flame Keepers without proof
Of what?
of Chief Kodo's guidance?
Maybe he could tell us that. Maybe he's been trying to contact you this whole time, and he has some idea or plan or message that might help us convincing everyone. That he's still out there. We won't know until we talk to him, correct?
I think we have to try.
If you have the power,
Thank you for
Thank
the
you so
resub,
much,
Papa
Papa
Ildar.
Ildar.
Thank you. Papatra Ildar.
Patra Ildar. Thank you for
Thank
the
you.
sub.
7 months. Holy moly.
Wow, that's amazing. You guys are the best.
I can sense your power.
Oh, does it stink?
It is the reason why our tribe has not turned their spears on you. But without the Storm Rider, I fear nothing can rally any of the Akfolk. to a common cause.
What are we waiting for? Can we do this here? Would that be appropriate to maybe contact him here in your chambers?
What do you wish to do, child?
Well, I don't know. What do I need to ask him? I can ask him 5 things.
Fantastic question.
Well, I feel like you would know best what to ask him.
How did he die?
Should probably jot these down.
So this is where we will run into a problem. He can only respond with 1 word.
Oh.
So we might want to tailor our questions to be conducive. Is that the
killed
word?
you?
Oh, that's a good question. We just need to make sure we phrase these things properly. Who killed you would be a name.
Yes.
Hopefully. If
Was
it's
he
not a
murdered?
name, we're in deep shit. What?
Was he murdered?
Well, we could say, were you
What?
murdered? And if he says yes, then who killed you? If he says no, we can have a backup question.
Perfect. We'll make like a tree. A
Where
tree
did
of
you
questions.
die? Well, I guess you would know that because you found his body.
Yes.
Let's start with
He was in the pools of the ancestors.
He was drowned. We know.
well, we
know
think that.
I doubt he just fell in and couldn't swim. He could swim, right?
Can
To be
that
a
Swim.
mighty chieftain, I feel like that's a requirement.
Somebody's foot feels really nice on my foot. They're warm. Teeth.
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 Aye, teeth.
Teeth.
All right, so we've got
Aye.
David.
Teeth.
Were you murdered?
And Bula was not
Who?
found.
Yes.
The
No.
Stream runner, spirit watcher, that was keeping watch over him as our chieftain meditated.
So you think that that might be the person that betrayed him?
That is what the Flame Keepers believe.
And his name was what? Bula?
Bula,
Bula.
What kind of a being is Ula?
the yak folk.
Oh, so this is a corporeal.
Yes, I am the spirit watcher of the Earthshaker tribe. There were 3 of us.
And Bula was one of them?
Yes.
Okay.
Was Bula slaughtered?
No, they can't find Bula.
Oh, he's gone.
She was never seen.
They okay. We don't know.
Disappeared.
I assumed that perhaps they had been vanquished with the rest of their kind, but if that's not the case, then...
Maybe that's a question.
No,
What happened to
think,
Bula?
They think that Bula killed him.
Right, but then they
So
said
what
3 days later they were all dead.
So what we say is, were you murdered?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Or no, right.
Yes.
Who
Who
did
killed
it?
you?
Got it?
And then if it's Bula, where did Bula go?
Well, that might be a question even if it wasn't.
Yeah, but we can put that on the no tree.
Well, you have time to figure out what your questions are.
I have 1 minute from the time I cast the spell to
Oh,
ask them all.
yikes. Well, let's do this quick.
Where is Bula? So we've got, were you murdered? Yes. Who did it? And if no, where is Bula? And maybe where is Bula even if it was yes?
Yeah.
What about where are you?
Ooh.
Where is Bula?
And where are you?
Where is your spirit?
Aye.
That's a good point. Where's your spirit? Let's be
where?
specific.
Because if you say, where are you, they might say, oh, I'm downstairs.
Under you, dumbass.
That would be kind of rude.
And in all your power, if we receive answers, can you, there's a little bit of hope in his voice, not bring him back?
You don't want us to bring him back?
No, it would save, well,
We have a
maybe not save, but give hope. A ghost of a chance.
scroll of resurrection.
What?
A resurrection scroll.
We may be able, if he didn't die of natural causes, we may be able to bring him back. Assuming his spirit is willing and able.
When
to,
you say natural causes, he means old age.
like old age,
He
aye.
was not a young man, but not
He was
old
fit as a
enough.
fickle.
So healthy as a yet.
Ooh.
A very strong,
He
young
was-
individual.
He was a huge yak man.
Strong as a yak.
He's a huge yak man.
Well, then maybe we just circumvent all of this and bring him
Oh,
back.
and then we could ask him. Well, because Rorik might not be able to do it, and if
We
he
only
fails,
have
it
one.
just
So it's worth asking him these questions first.
I agree.
And he won't come back if his spirit's not willing. So we should ask him: if we attempt to resurrect you, is your spirit willing to return to your body?
Final question.
Yeah.
Are you willing?
Oh! Do you prefer lemon drops or strawberry gummies?
Probably wait till he comes back to ask him
then
that.
we can ask that.
But it's really important.
No, we only have 5. We only have 5.
I know.
No,
Make
that
sure
can be
you
number
say
6.
the full question.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Not just are you willing.
Oh, well, sorry, I'm projecting.
It's okay.
Remind me how this spell works, just because I remember I had you roll something for Matthias.
I gotta
It was
pee.
an
Don't
Arcana
start without me.
check, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and that was because I didn't know at the time whether you could choose something. You can choose an entity.
Oh, great.
And so I can choose an entity, and I contact it, and I make a DC 15 int saving throw. If I fail it, I take the psychic damage and am insane until my long rest. And if I fail it, the spell fails because I can't take actions, I can't do anything,
Got it.
and so that's the balance
Got
of
it. Totally. Okay. I would
So
like.
as long as I pass, I can talk to a spirit if it exists.
So you gotta roll well.
I gotta roll well.
You gotta roll well.
Luckily,
here.
we got a twist of fate. But with the way my rolls have been, who knows?
Yikes.
Well, so assuming that that the chief answers no for were you murdered, then we have one extra question. Because on the S tree, I have were you murdered? Did you do it? Where is Bula? Where are you? Are you willing
Do
to be
you
resurrected?
trust? Can we trust this spear walkers? What are they called? Just in case there was a
He's
coup.
right here. Spear.
No, you
Spear
said
watcher.
the people who told you that Rula killed him.
Oh,
Who
flame.
were they?
Those are the flame keepers, weren't they?
Flame keepers.
Oh, so they're liars anyway. We know that because they were
They
aligned with
abandoned us
yeah.
after
fuck 'em.
after we found his body and blamed the stream runners.
Is there anything that you would like to ask the chief?
Yeah.
In one word.
Yep.
I do not. And he looks wistfully, from as much as you can gauge from his milky white eyes. What is your guidance?
Oh God, I hope he doesn't say teeth. Oh, he
Well,
wants us to
we
ask
had
him,
one
what
extra-
is your guidance?
Yeah, we had one extra question. If he answers
Think of the
no to
phone.
being murdered,
One
king.
king,
One
Lolly
king.
king, or Lolly king.
The Lolly King.
Oh.
Ravioli.
Give me the formula.
if he answers no to were you murdered, then we have he has one extra question. So I asked this gentleman right here what he would like to ask him, and he said, "What is your guidance?" Hopefully, one word will be enough. Good luck.
Okay, are you all ready?
Let's do this.
What is his name?
Your chief, Kodo,
Or Chief
the
Hogan.
Storm Rider.
Don't read those word for word. Just use
I wish
the
I could
out of
bless you
characters.
or
Those are just
something.
notes. Just use the whole question.
I will do my best.
Good
But
luck.
this honestly looks like someone
Welcome
took
forward.
spaghetti and covered it in pencils and threw it on a piece of paper. Were you neutered?
Why do we?
Oh no.
Can I guide us?
Where is
Chloe?
Booza?
Can I translate Andy's handwriting?
What is your?
It's not meant to be read.
What is your
That's why I said out of
Guido?
character. It's not meant to be read exactly as I wrote it. It's just notes, and then Sylvie would know what to ask as we discussed.
Men are you? Whore in Bola.
Yep. Yep.
What did it? No, I got it.
What did it? I don't have
Are you ready?
resistance, do I?
Absolute chicken scratch.
It's actually I can read it. It's fine.
No, when I actually
It's
take
way
notes,
way
it's
better
just-
than Rich's handwriting.
When I actually
Oh, yeah.
take notes, I write things legibly. It's just bullet points.
And he's the Storm Rider. Is that what you said?
The Storm Rider. Do
Okay.
you wish to sit in front of me and meditate, child?
No, I'm gonna stand here and squat because I've got gas.
And then as she's preparing, I just kind of like lean over to Rodek and I go, I gotta be honest, this is really, really good. What are the chances that we are this skilled every time something like this comes up? Unbelievable. We're really, really good at this.
Our DM probably hates us.
Let's not. Have you heard the term? Let's not count our chickens before they hatch.
It's chickens.
Our
But you need
chickens.
to shut up. I'm concentrating.
Proceed.
I'm going to cast Contact Other Plane to contact Kodo. Chief Kodo, the Storm Rider.
Big roll, baby.
Got it. I got a natural 18.
Oh, you
Plus
beautiful.
my, so that would be,
Gotta give it up.
20.
So that means you don't go insane.
I don't go insane and I
Okay.
can contact him.
Cool.
Woo!
Here's a pencil arm.
Got a big purple, I call it.
Yes!
So would it be easier for you to just get... Oh, no, we need answers before we can go on to the next question. Okay, never mind.
Chief Kodo, were you murdered?
Oh, so it was Matthias and you did bam, 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 bam.
Yes.
It was.
Yes.
Okay.
But if we're able
But
to...
I have a minute to
Okay.
ask all these
So you
questions, and it's only
squat
one.
in front of the
yeah.
sage-robed elderly yak folk as you see Sylvie's eyes glaze over with this pinkish magic, and your consciousness
was nervous.
is almost transported, and you call out and you ask into the ether.
Yes.
Do we hear this?
Who did it?
She does.
But you would hear me say that.
Yes. We don't hear the answers.
Enziri.
Where is Bula?
Dead.
Where is your spirit?
Lost.
If we attempt to resurrect you, is your spirit willing to return to its body?
Yes.
Superstar! We did it! And Ziri murdered him!
Oh my gods.
And you weren't talking to yourself. You were actually talking to him.
No, and Bula's killed too. His spirit's lost, but he said if we attempt to resurrect him, he will come back to his body.
Well, then we have to try.
Well, I don't know.
Child.
And you see as the Spirit Watcher raises out his hand.
May I touch your head?
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. Would you like my chicken foot first?
No.
All right, still you can do it.
No.
So, Spirit Watcher Martu, you see this gray, whitish hand gently rest. And the eyes open wide as he releases it. Wow.
That was perfect timing.
I'm getting goosebumps.
His eyes widen and his milky white eyes are almost have even more recognition.
His spirit. It is true.
Yeah.
You outsiders and small ones have gotten involved with our tribe for a reason. The primal spirits have brought you to us. The ancestors have guided your path and watched over you. Can you bring back our war chief?
We can sure try.
Now, I want to be completely honest with you. There is obviously a chance that it may not work, and this
A
would
really
involve
big chance.
this would involve us potentially exhuming his body from the ground, and I don't want to desecrate any potential dealings and things that you might be doing here. It could be a lot of emotional trauma for no
And it might not
reward.
work. It really might not work, and we could waste something that costs us a whole lot of money.
He is not buried beneath the earth. He is within it. In the tomb of the Storm Rider, past the pools of the ancestors.
That sounds really cool. So cool, and your looming presence just gave me the chippers.
Is it difficult to get to?
No. It is beneath us.
Can you take us there?
Oh, baby.
Yes, I can.
He heaves himself up, and he is about 2 feet shorter than Tonga, and he's hunched forward as he holds up a small lantern and censer as he begins to light the way. As he steps forward and guides you, and as you all follow him, you feel a presence next to your head as a whispering voice enters your ears. As not bad, sir. As Orpheus stands back up
Thanks.
and says, "Well,
It's my hotline bling.
I think I'm going to meet up here."
Okay.
As
Can I have some of your fingernails real quick?
but I just had the brownies manicured.
We can do it again tonight.
Sure.
Perfect, thanks.
And so you take a few.
I'm gonna give him one of these before we go down.
As you do that, you give him a little bit of an eye. He's, what? As he guides you towards a small leather flap in the back of the room. As he opens it, and once again, the smell of incense and burning herb is assaulting your nostrils. As you almost feel the tightness of this building of hide and wood get narrower and narrower as you begin to almost circle the room that you had entered. But right before would meet the doorway that you entered, there is a small stairway built into the earth itself. As it steps forward, and you go down and down and down, and he guides you, and he turns, and he stops. And directly above you is a wooden door. It's made out of a simple wood, but carved is not worms. What carved into it are very simple but beautifully stylized figures that look like yak folk, but spectral. And interspersed are, you notice the figures of animals. You see the great beasts. You see birds, all intertwined into a beautiful pattern. And he stops and he places a hand on this wooden handle. To pass the pools of the ancestors must accept you to our chieftain. I cannot guide you further than this. But if you have the power to find the soul of our chieftain, and you can bring him back, then I know they will accept you. Be honest. And he opens, and the door swings open, and you see a room that is almost completely black.
We haven't stepped through yet, right?
Correct.
Okay. I want it.
Yep.
Before we do.
A room that's completely black. However, you see very faint shimmerings of light as it catches on pools of water as your eyes adjust. You do?
All right. Before we head in there, I just want to say a few words, particularly to Rodek, but I don't care if anybody's listening. Buddy.
Hey.
I'm assuming you're going to be the one to use this scroll, correct?
I think I'm the only one that can use the scroll.
That's okay. That was kind of what I was thinking. Now, I've known you for a while now, all right? And I trust you implicitly with my life. We've been through hell and back, almost literally. I've got one thing I want to give you to help you out as we move forward. You may be asking yourself, how does Avantris True Strike do the things that Avantris True Strike does? And I tell you, it's with this. I hold up a weird-looking coin. And I say, give me your hand. This is my lucky coin. And I'm giving it to you because you could use it for now, all right? My luck is with you, and you're going to get the job done, just like we always do, all right?
This is actually your lucky coin.
Yes, absolutely. In the flesh, or the metal. Weird looking, isn't it?
It is. I can't take this from you.
No, please. I want you to have it. This is important. And I trust you with it.
And it won't ruin the luck?
No, of course not. What good is luck if you can't give a little bit to your friends?
All right, well, thank you a lot.
Of course.
I'm going to need all the luck I can get.
And if that counts, I'd like that to be my inspiring leader to the group.
Oh, yeah,
Awesome.
sure, why
Nice. Love it.
not? Yeah.
Nice.
How many temporary hit points do we get?
17.
Oh,
Hey,
Heck
17.
yes.
Where's temp HP in D&D
At the
Beyond?
top.
I don't know how to do it. Oh, it is at the top.
Everybody jumps into insight check.
I was like,
You guys are quick.
I cast Identify.
It's actually a folded up gum wrapper.
Well, does it look like a fucking coin? Like,
Yes, it's
okay.
a very strange looking coin. It's not like a gold piece. It's not currency that you know
So I've
of.
never seen anything like it.
It's just a bizarre looking coin.
I believe it. That's good.
Yeah, cool.
All right. And I grip it firmly as I do.
Would you like to lead the way?
I would.
Okay.
I will walk into.
That kills me.
You walk,
walk
you
into
all
the
enter the room and you hear it sliding as and you hear the voice saying, "Speak only truths."
Okay, well that's easy. I think he might have entombed us to die.
We just got Casco and Montiano
Great.
from beyond the doorway here.
And this is how crime TV
bitches.
goes. He's like actually like very Jafar-esque, and he's the one that killed the
I'll
guy.
be right back. Psych.
So, you enter this pitch black room. It seems pitch black.
Hold on, did you see? This is a weird looking girl. Who's George Washington? That got me. That was good. Sorry, Mike. You may continue.
As you step forward, and as soon as you enter, your boots all hit stone. As your eyes adjust more, and even with your dark vision, it's still incredibly dark. But as you enter deeper and deeper into this natural cavern, it seems, you feel smells old, but not musty. There's moisture in the air. You see up ahead, slight shimmering, light coming from who knows where, glinting on the top of the water. And as you step forward, you barely even notice, but you hear the sound of boots hitting stone, and then suddenly a slight splash as you begin to just step in a very thin, inch-high, almost a sheet of water. And you realize that there are pools of different elevation, only an inch to several inches deep. And as you step forward more and more, it's hard to see anything. I need a marching order.
I guess I was going first.
I'll go immediately behind Rodek because I have the scroll.
Okay?
The elves will be in tow, side by side.
Okay. You do
bringing
that.
up the rear.
You do that. And as you step forward, you can't see anything. But then something catches your eye beneath you as you walk across this sheet of water. You look down and you see your reflection in the water. And it seems to be looking up at you. And you wrote it, you noticed this first. And even though this room is dark, you can see clear as day. Your reflection is looking at you. And it seems to just be staring directly at you. As you close your mouth, it opens its mouth. Who are you?
Did you all hear that?
Did we?
Who am I?
Who are you?
I look around.
Are you feeling all right?
This is probably part of the trial. Just hold on. My name is Rodek Stonehearth of the Stonehearth clan.
Who are you?
Are you talking to the mirror people?
Aye.
The people in the mirror?
Well, the people that my reflections speaking to me.
Don't lie to them. They know. They see into your very soul.
I don't like it when she does things like this.
I don't know what you're asking of me.
Yes, you do.
I'm Rodek Stonehearth of
That's
the
your
Stonehearth
name.
clan
Who are
of
you?
Primedar.
Who are you? Was that creepy? I'm practicing my hag shtick.
Oh, yes, that was very creepy.
Oh, that one we're in a terrifying dark crypt.
Sorry. No, go ahead.
I am a fighter, a soldier, and now a priest. Is that what you're looking for?
Who have you left behind?
Everyone I ever knew. My family, my clan, my honor. All of it.
As you look down, Rodek looks up at you, and the spirit shimmers, and changes, and shifts. And for a moment, you see a flash, and you see a woman, a female dwarf, looking back at you. The one that introduced you to Morgan.
Do we all see it, or...? Okay.
Just Rodek.
Okay.
Is this a track?
Shimmers back. Rodek looks. She lives in you.
Is she dead?
You seek answers.
Aye. Can you tell me if she's alive?
Learn yourself, Rodek Stonehearth.
It shimmers again and changes shape. And you see it form. You see fur. And you see that it's an animal. As small ears, large buck teeth, and a long tail. As you see a beaver light up and look at you. And then it turns. And through the reflection, moves through the water. And it guides towards this one side of the room, and you see where it's leading now it stops. And even though it had been pitch black before, you now see a door. Stone, carved, with the same intricate work. But now your eyes can see faint blue glow highlighting it.
I immediately follow it, and I run to the door.
Is he the only one that sees the door?
And the beaver.
And the beaver.
Are you all right?
Where are you going?
This is just give me a minute.
Just don't go too
This
far.
is part of it. I need to be truthful. I need to stay true.
As that happens, it glows. Rhoda, you arrive at the door. Sylvie. You see, suddenly, your own reflection looking back.
Hi, Mirror Me.
Hey, you look great!
Thanks, you do too. You're beautiful as ever.
So, who is your beautiful self?
What?
Who is your beautiful self? Who are you?
Oh, I'm just a broken little gnome that doesn't have any real friends and no family, and I need everybody's approval to feel good about myself. But I tell you that every morning when I wake up and I say, but knock it off, Sylvie, because you have value.
Wow, that got really deep.
Well, you ask deep questions, Mirror Me.
Who have you left behind, Sylvie?
All of my family and all of my hopes and dreams. And all of my wants to be in Titania's court and the most beautiful gnome that has ever been. But mainly just my family and the few friends I had. And my home. Geez, Mirror Me, I just saw you this morning. Why are you being so intrusive?
As this happens, you see the reflection start to shimmer.
Oh no, Mirror Me.
And it shifts. For a flash, you see a silhouette. It's feminine, pink, light, shapely. Just a moment, then shrinks. Feminine shape, but small. Almost as small as you. A young girl, a teenage halfling, holding a mechanical chipmunk.
Oh, Sophia.
And then a moment passes. You see Sophina look at you. It shifts. And it's you again.
Mirror Me, that was not nice. I keep Sophina in my heart always. She's right here in Sparkles 5000.
That's right. You got it. And shifts immediately. And you see the shape. Shrink.
Better be a frog. My
It
Patronus better be a frog.
begins to move. As you see a flash of green and pink and wings. As a little hummingbird
Ooh,
flies around and zips playfully through the water.
cool.
And flies across the reflection.
Okay, I'm gonna chase my hummingbird Patronus. See you guys later. Bye.
Be careful, please.
I will. I'm always careful when I skip.
And then I trip, but then I get back up and I skip.
And you see the door light up.
Ouch! Got my knee! Ow, my fucking knee!
What does my door look like?
Your door looks...
Yeah, come on.
So I will say you will find out when everyone arrives at the door.
But we know what Rodex looks like.
Oh, it's the same intricate knotwork. It looks
okay.
it's the same blue
So I
and
was getting
outlined
the
in blue.
impression, okay.
It's outlined in
Still
blue.
stone.
It's still
Okay.
stone.
Sorry, I
it's
thought you were
outlined
saying
in
like
blue.
he had like this
So,
cool,
like, do we see them, like, run off into darkness?
Am I like standing next to Rodek now?
Yes.
I'm gonna grab Rodek's hand.
You have to be nice to your Mirror Me.
I'll be respectful.
Who is the standing an inch ahead of the other?
You want to roll for it?
Roll both of you roll acrobatic checks.
Is that even
Oh,
vehicle?
yikes.
No. I got a 29.
I got a 14.
29. Vandris, you are a step or two ahead of him. And you look down, and you see a flash, and your reflection is staring back at you.
Well. Hello, handsome. And I'm like looking at myself.
Not bad.
Whoa.
Who are you?
What? Who am I? I mean, you're me, and I'm Avantris True Strike Aeronaut.
You can do better than that, Avantris. Who are you?
Well, I mean, based on the ramblings of those two, I guess you're looking for me to say something along the lines of magic school dropout turned thief turned bounty hunter turned adventurer and hero. Of course, the one and only Avantris True Strike Aranon.
Magic school dropout.
And who have you left behind?
Who have I mean, Seamus is... and the gang... I guess... I left behind my parents. In Cygnus.
Avantris looks at you, and he looks a little sad as he shifts. And you see two figures emerge simultaneously. It splits into two. You see two elves staring, looking at you disappointed. One taller, tall ears, long black hair. The other platinum blonde hair. You see your parents.
Mother, father, don't look at me. I just wrote. I wrote you a letter for the first time in a few decades.
They continue their stare until it shifts back. They live in you, Avantris.
All right.
It shifts, and you see it start to swirl together, and you see it start to extend a tail slightly bushy, pointed ears and a longer snout, 4 legs, as you see a coyote emerge.
Huh.
And it scampers around and sniffs the air, and then begins to trot towards the door. And once again, in your eyes, it lights up into this intricate knotwork.
Without hurrying and kind of dragging my feet, I'm going to follow it towards the door. Head kind of hung low.
And with that, you see all of your friends standing at the door. And
Get out of here with your twin knowledge.
And you see a reflection of yourself, Angelin. She's looking up at you.
Wave at her.
Who are you?
I'm Anulin. I'm you. You me.
You're me, but who are you?
I'm a daughter. I'm a fighter. I guess.
And?
I don't know who I am yet. I'm forming.
She nods at you. And who have you left behind?
I left behind my village. Everybody I ever knew was there. My brother and my father. I couldn't save him.
You see the form in the water start to shape and shift. And you see your father holding the bow, the one that was his favorite, the one that got destroyed in the fire giant raid, in his work clothes. And there's a sense of satisfaction on his face. Just for a moment. Shifts back into you.
I reach down to the water.
You reach down, and as your hand gently touches the reflection, you see ripples appear in your own reflection, and you see your face disrupted as it looks and it says, "He lives in you." As the water stills, the reflection shifts and swirls, and you see it change with a longer neck, long, nimble legs, a small tail. You see a doe emerge, and very cautiously walk around, looks up at you, and then heads towards the door.
And we should probably do our next giveaway.
And we'll do a giveaway.
My heart!
Also, I hate that twin connection because I saw the moment Richie realized. He was like,
I'm making some connections here, is all I'm saying.
And it's that stupid twin brain. So anyway, we're gonna do our next giveaway, which I believe is for the Wormwood Hero.
I'm gonna actually. So during my fevered announcements, I didn't have a chance to show this whole thing.
yeah.
So this is what it looks like. It's a beautiful, beautiful light brown. It says Wormwood.
Cherrywood.
It's cherrywood, I'm being told. This just in, cherrywood. It's a hero vault, so apparently you slide it open like this. And it's got this nice padding on the inside to keep your miniature, right? It's for minis, right?
Yeah, hero vault.
It keeps your protect your heroes always.
Keeps you safe in and
Like
out.
that.
out.
What should our word be? Spirit?
I was gonna have as good exactly what I was gonna
Spirit,
say.
I think it's good.
Hashtag Mikey's a badass DM. Yeah,
So,
I like Spirit.
exclamation
Spirit's a good
point
one.
Spirit to win this dice vault from
Fill this up.
our good friends at Wormwood.
Take a minute or two here to enter into the old giveaway. It's exclamation point Spirit.
Spirit. Not to be confused with Spirit Fingers. It's just Spirit.
The blue spirit.
The blue spirit.
Other spirits. We have a beaver, a hummingbird, a coyote, and a doe.
Yes.
What does it mean?
A doe, a deer, a female deer,
Yeah, you know.
a hummingbird, a
This is
drop
also a
of
good
the
time
golden
to
sun.
mention that we're going to have a lot to say about this during Avantris.
I know.
Yes, so
Yes.
subscribers, after our stream is done, we shut the stream down and immediately start it back up for subs only.
And our favorite thing to do is talk about our favorite moments. We like to theorize, and we like to kind of give some behind-the-scenes glimpses into what we were thinking about with our RP. I have a lot to say already. In fact, I like to make a list while we play.
Thank you, Abby.
So anyway,
doing
I'll
that.
save it, but I have a ton of theories about who we saw, because there's not necessarily a common thread that I was thinking.
We're going to have a lot. This is going to be a good Avantris and
It's going to
chill.
be a good Avantris and chill, so subs, I hope you enjoyed that once we're done. Exclamation point Spirit, if you'd like to win this giveaway.
For the Wormwood.
Yes.
Worm.
The warmest of worms.
The warmest of Wormwood.
You too could have.
Worm.
You too could have your wood in the morning with wormwood.
Find me on Fiverr, Will. I will mispronounce your company name on video.
Oh, I'm gonna sit down.
Wormer.
Oh, hey, you still see my head.
Hey, there you are. Zeke's only made one GIF.
Can we open that one? Can we open that one while we're...
Everybody
Yeah, it's like
open
it's
it.
me
We're gonna
doing
open
that
it
weird
too.
face.
Oh.
No, it's not. I like it.
So hold on, I want to look at while we're letting people enter. I want to look up Vasilov's fan art again.
I still literally cannot believe that you whipped that up in like an hour.
Amazing.
That is
It
nuts.
makes me so happy.
Yeah, that was so well done.
I almost cried.
So
'cause I'm
look
a
at this
loser.
shit. This is Sylvie. Look at that. She's
She's
admiring her hoof.
He's holding a yak foot hoof.
Can we say that I did that I cut off hooves?
Yeah.
Because we didn't actually do
Yeah,
it, but
yeah,
I
yeah.
intended
You
to.
got
That looks
a
just
hoof.
like Sylvie. Look, I'm gonna put it right above Sylvie here.
Yeah, I mean, that is like...
Beauty
That
and
is
she
so
made
great.
great face.
That's so freaking good.
With the hat and everything. It's
amazing.
It's so freaking good.
It's like,
She
I'm
grace,
seriously,
but most importantly, she made great
I have an
face.
amazing printer downstairs. I'm going to be printing it on expensive ass paper, framing it, and putting it on my wall. So
It's amazing. So yeah, that's what we like to do with fan art.
That
We
makes
don't get a
me so
whole lot of
happy.
it, so we get very excited about all that. Well, we have to find some way to like store it all and like post it somewhere.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah,
We're gonna once we start getting more of it, we're 100% gonna do.
what I
something.
would like to do is once we get the studio figured out, I would like to have like a board or something where we could put that stuff on it.
I would love that. Yeah.
And be able to show it off.
That's a fun thing we can talk about real
Fan
quick.
collage.
Is that a fan collage would be great. Excellent Spirit. If you haven't entered yet, but yeah, hopefully we're gonna have a new backdrop in the coming weeks. Not next week because Nikki and I have Gen Con, but in the coming weeks we're gonna hopefully move around our studio a little bit and make it just a little more pleasant than a good old gray sheet.
It's
back
always
here.
a work in process.
Yeah,
Progress.
We're always trying to improve. And then eventually down the road, new cameras to make it all look super crisp. Cameras are just very expensive, so one day.
Exclamation point Spirit. If you haven't
Excellent
already.
Spirit. We got 30 seconds. Let's do 30
30
seconds.
seconds. Ah!
And thanks, guys, for hanging out. It's
We've got
crazy.
one more giveaway after this.
It's been almost exactly 1 year since our first episode of Beneath Dark Wings.
Wow.
Which is the episode where we hit 500 followers.
Yeah,
500 follower giveaway.
But
So.
can we talk about what Lone Guard just said and the idea that it's given me that my mansion has a room for shoes that are now just feet cut off from different species? And monsters. Yes.
Sphinx feet.
Great idea, Lingard.
Thanks, Lone Guard.
Thank you for bringing up that
We're
room.
ready? You got like 3 seconds here.
3 seconds, guys.
Nikki,
You got the spirit.
2,
Let us know.
1. Blast off!
I'm blasting off!
Who is it?
Oh, I have to pick a winner. Sorry.
Ah,
Wait, did I
no, it's somebody who's joined the heist.
Nope, she wants the D&D. You have won.
Yay!
She wants the D&D.
Congrats.
You won the D&D.
She
Let me
wants
write
the
that down.
D&D.
She wants the D&D. Congratulations, you won a
Please
hero
say something
vault.
in chat so we know that you're here.
So Aaron got the D.
Yay! Congrats, she wants the D&D.
She really wants the D&D.
You gotta learn what hero ball.
Congratulations. She wants the D&D.
Oh, she
And don't
wants
go
the
anywhere if you
D&D
didn't
so
win
bad.
because we
You
still
only
have
run
one more
that
giveaway,
Yeah,
right?
so we still have one more giveaway.
One more giveaway.
Don't go away.
Our final giveaway of the night is going to be this
I
beautiful
think
drinking
probably
tankard.
the best for last.
That's,
Beautiful
I
tankard.
made it.
This-
Yes, from
Nikki
Summer
made
Court
that.
Creations, a beautiful leather wrapped tankard.
It has a D20 on it. It is.
see it?
Yeah, I will actually, before we send it, I'm going to be painting in the D20, so you'll be able to see it really
Yeah.
well.
So
With the
you can
beautiful
be-
silver
Look at that. It's
bowl.
pressed into the leather.
It's
It can
beautiful.
hold 36. It can hold 2 beers. I know
Yes.
that.
38.
So you can look
No,
like
it's
an
that's a lot of beer.
absolute D&D boss and impress all your
38.
friends.
16 ounces, so 16 to 16
I think it's
is 32.
It's somewhere in there. It's between 36
Fit a lot of
and
beer in
38.
there. That's the
It's
important
30
thing.
something ounces.
So, I mean, look at this.
So that's coming
This
out
is
now.
the guy that I'm drinking out of compared to this bad boy.
Look at that big. They call him the big fella. You
Look
call
at
this
that.
guy the
That's
big
huge.
purple.
If
They
you
call him
were
the big fella.
to find that anywhere, it would be on the wall of big boys.
See, look at it in comparison to my head.
And it matches her hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little
Oh,
piece
wow.
of Nikki.
I'll put some of my hair in it for you. I'm just kidding. That's
No.
gross.
Don't do that.
No.
That's gross.
Unless you
Comes
want
with a
that,
Nikki
in which
hair
case.
doll.
Yeah, you get your own, very own fecal deck.
Aww,
Yikes.
that's nice.
No, it's not.
So let's
are you doing?
have like I just for when I edit I just need like a second of silence and then we can.
Oh, gotcha.
You are all standing before a stone door. And as all 4 of you are in a line, you see the intricate work and you see that it's a similar design to the wooden door that entered this place. But it all starts to form in a shape as you see at the center the figure, very simple but beautifully designed, of a yak folk, seemingly male build with a large spear on top of a great beast similar to the shape of the building bigger. And all around the outside, you see the interweaving version of each of the animals that you saw, respectively, in the pools. Surrounding this, as it all faintly glows. And as you all arrive, it glows one final time, and for a flash, you all see behind you this faint shimmering, it's almost a spectral light. And you see, just out of the corner of your eyes, rows and rows and rows and rows and rows of humanoid shapes. Spectral-looking spirits, all of yak folk, that shimmer just for a moment, and then fade as the door and slides open.
4 individual doors?
Nope, just one.
Just one.
Just one.
We're all
Just
at
one.
the same door.
Got it. Okay, understand.
The door opens, and as you see it, almost, even though it's pitch black, in that same way, the room is lit enough that you can see a structure of wood built about 6 feet off the ground, but it's huge. And you see a shape humanoid, two large horns pointing up toward the ceiling. The skeletal snout of a yak folk. You imagine it would have been massive in life. As you step forward, you see that there are these tattered cloth wrappings that would have been tightly constricting this body, but have since sunken in on the decaying form. As you see the corpse of Chief Kodo ahead of you.
Are you ready for this?
No.
Well, I was gonna... Rodek, you're ready for this.
No.
You've got the lucky coin. You can do this. Besides, the coin doesn't matter. You can do this. You found your god again for a reason.
There's no guarantee.
Of course not. But
I've never done this before, and he's so far beyond my current power.
It's all right.
The odds aren't great. But I'll try.
I believe in you.
So do I.
All right.
I want to approach and just see if I kind of like look around the room to see if I could get any glimpse of anything that reminds me of what I saw in the pools in the previous room.
Say that again?
Do I get any glimpse of beavers or the female dwarf or anything else?
You look around and there's no water in here. It's all smooth stone. All around you. It still seems to be a naturally formed cavern system besides the door.
So it's not like laid stones, it's just stone.
No, it's a stone cavern. It's a small little chamber in this.
All right. Well, Sylvie?
Yep.
May I have the scroll?
No. But you may use the scroll.
I'll just need to hold it.
Yeah, no, how else would you use it?
No. All right.
Have you used a scroll before?
No.
Do you want me to tell you how to do it?
I would like that very much.
Do you know how to read?
Do you know how to read?
Oh, come on.
Well, you were just saying like yesterday you know how to
No,
read.
I was just joshing
Yeah, I
you.
know.
I had a friend named Josh in middle
Let's be
school.
respectful
Of what?
of your friend Josh in middle school and of this body that's laying in rest.
I know, I am.
So how do I use something like this?
It's really difficult.
All right.
I'm gonna hand it to you. You'll feel the power within it. And then you'll just unroll it and read what it says and then hope it works.
All right. I'll do that. May I take the scroll now?
Don't forget the coin.
And the coin. And my coin. Is this scroll?
Yes.
Carry one of those.
There. That's the scroll.
This is the scroll?
Yeah. You didn't have to re-roll it back up, but it's fine.
I don't know if... This is a very powerful spell. And this will take a while. So,
Yeah, 10 minutes.
it's an hour.
Take as long as you need. The rest of us will guard you and make sure that nothing's... I don't think that anything's going to happen, but
It's an hour, Rich.
We'll protect you, and then you just take all the time you need.
All right.
I'm just going to keep my hand on my weapon and kind of look through the way we came and just keep my eyes out, make sure Rodek feels safe.
Got it. So I will read. I'll start to read the scroll and just get a sense of how the spell works. I guess if that's how scrolls work. I'm going to take off my glove, put it in my pack. I'll put my hand on the corpse, very respectfully.
Place it right in between his horns on the skull.
Does this require material components?
No.
This is
That was
just...
the-
It normally does,
But
but
the
the
spell
scroll
got it.
accounts for it.
Holy shit. All right.
Moradin, by your grace, allow me to use your power to bring Chief Kodo back into our world, to the realm of the living, so he can do good once again. And he can live out the remainder of his years, bringing goodness and hope to his people, and to yours in Magnir, and Hreindar. And I'm going to close my eyes, and I'll just sort of pray and cast as my hand kind of starts to glow this orangey molten metal, and the signet of Moradin will start to kind of glow and pulse in my ring.
And it does that. And it begins to glow, and you see this scrolled Yulongese script from the tabaxi that you had gotten. However, as you begin to read it and channel it, the runes start to shift, and you see firm dwarven script as it begins to all glow and etch over that hour. Slowly, each word begins to etch and change to dwarvish and glow with that molten light. And you do whatever you have to do to use it.
All right, so we get one roll. What are we looking for? What's your plus to it? Give us some deets here. I want to know what we're aiming
we have
for.
one roll. I'm going to use this big fucker here. I need to hit a 17, and my wisdom bonus is a +3. So I need
So
to
you gotta
roll
roll
a
14 or
natural
higher.
14.
This
or
is
higher.
tough. How
Do
many-
you want us all to give it some, like...
And my only other question would be to Mike, is this something that you would or would not allow a twist of fate on? One. We've decided. Well, I mean, we
I don't
only
think
have
that was
really
decided.
used one, right?
Mm-hmm.
We
We'll
don't
see what
usually do
happens.
more than
We'll see
one.
what's happening. Pass it around. Pass it around. Lucky coin, lucky coin.
Your heart is courageous and brave.
Ooh.
Very cool.
Also
Right.
very cool.
Okay.
Shimon,
So
yeah.
I'm going to drop it. Hold on. Let's do this.
We're
So
gonna
that
put
you
it
guys
right
can
on the-
confirm. Hold
You gotta
on.
switch it, you gotta switch it.
This is a big moment.
This is a big moment.
I love this. I love it. I love the tension.
Okay,
I'm
so hold on.
nervous.
So
Good,
this is the
nothing-
dice tray.
Look at the beautiful wormwood dice tray and tower.
Just so that you guys can see the result live.
Black poison wood.
I'm holding
nervous.
my Avantris' lucky coin.
I don't want to look.
I'm going to drop it.
Oh, I'm scared. What is it?
13.
13.
Oh no! No, that's a 16.
So it's
You
one
had to be a
short.
14 or higher. You
So I'm
have
gonna
to
use
do
the
the
twist of
thing.
fate.
Do
to
the
use the
thing. You
twist.
have to
The
do the
twist of
thing.
fate.
How
Oh my
many do we
god, what
have
if
left?
this fails?
How many do we have?
We've gotten like 4 tonight.
We've gotten a bunch tonight.
You failed me, lucky coin. 6.
Oh my god! Do you want a different die?
Don't use the big
Oh,
ones.
do you want my Verdant Wanderer? It's literally designed
Hold on,
after
let
the
me-
Wandering
let me mark that
Spirits.
down. Yeah, I'll use yours.
Oh my god, chat! We're not gonna rest it. We're gonna lose our spell
Okay,
scroll.
one more. Here
Sorry,
we
we
go.
believe in you,
Here
buddy.
we go. Here,
believe in you.
use the Verdant
Use it.
Wanderer.
Yeah,
Wait,
for a
wait.
reason.
Here we go.
Wait, what?
Wait.
That hasn't rolled a 20 yet, has it?
Uh,
1?
No, it's rolled a 20.
4.
Oh no!
There it is.
That's all we have. That's all you're gonna use.
No, we have some. Hey, there we go.
man! Oh, thank you so much. You have to do it again. What is it?
An 18.
Oh!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Holy
Thank you.
So what did I take? They took 3 twist of fates?
4.
Excuse me, I have to go
Three.
throw
Three
up.
twists of fate.
Thank you guys. I couldn't have done it without you.
I thought that was going to be our first major failure.
I know.
So,
Holy shit! Thank you guys.
Thank you.
thank you, chat. See, this is you are helping. You are saving our heroes here.
He's learning. He's learning magic.
As Rodek, as it starts to look rough, as you're reading, and in the end, you feel like you're starting to lose it. However, as suddenly you hear, once you finish it, the final etch of a dwarven rune flashes orange. Your hand is glowing bright. You're all staring at Rodek, and you suddenly hear a clang of a hammer on an anvil, and it echoes through the chamber. And suddenly, silence falls. And then you hear the rumbling crash of thunder as a light, a glow washes over the body as suddenly it begins to swirl. You just see movement as the cloth starts to get disrupted, as the skeleton and the dried sinew begins to shift and swirl and suddenly enlarge as bone is covered on flesh and muscle and tissue. And it starts to shift as suddenly the body on the wooden slab begins to move as now skin forms and thick, coarse, brown hair coats it. And suddenly you see this skull that has your hand on it begins to move around as you see eyelids emerge. And then suddenly they open. And you see these piercing blue eyes as they stare up. And you hear, I live! As a massive yak folk stands up.
I back up.
All of the cloth that had wrapped his corpse is now just hanging at his waist like a loincloth as he looks at all of you. You talk to my soul. You have brought me back from wandering.
Yes.
She spoke with you earlier.
I'm Sylvie, and I'm the one that spoke to your ghost.
Your voice!
Yep, hi me.
You're the light that guided me back.
And his is the hand that pulled your soul from
And yours,
the
your
hospice.
God's, was the hand that pulled my soul back.
He willed it. It wasn't me.
As the wood creaks and you hear a splinter as a massive hoof slams down as he stands up, and the wooden structure where his body had been resting is completely shattered as he stands and he looks around. How long was I gone?
Like a decade or something.
15 years.
The Ifrita! You asked me what happened to me?
He steps forward and walks out into the pool, the room of pools.
You wish to see what happened to me?
Sure.
Yes, we do.
Please.
We do.
And he stands and he looks around. He breathes and steam shoots out, and he stomps down, and suddenly you hear the crash of thunder, and all of a sudden the entire floor of the shimmering pool shifts into a scene.
A sea.
You see, in the water, the same room. Almost as if you're looking down from the ceiling into the very same room that you're in. However, there are two figures standing there. You see the individual that just caused you to see this vision, Chief Kodo. Sitting, eyes closed, legs crossed, meditating in a shallow pool of water. And you hear his rumbling voice. I am going to project my spirit to discuss with my great-great-great-grandfather. Please watch over me. And you see the figure that he's speaking to. It's Ula, female yak folk. Definitely on the older side, but not quite as old as Marto. And she's holding a censer, but with a shimmering pool of phosphorescent water in it. And it seems to be letting out a light glow as she
is looking down and she nods. Of course, my chieftain. It is just us and you. I will keep watch over your body so that your spirits may wander. And she turns to the door, and you see a very faint shimmer, green and blue, come over the chieftain as his eyes open and then close. And he is completely, perfectly still. And time passes. And you're not sure how long you're watching. As the spirit watcher watches the chieftain and then eventually turns back to the door. And let's try this real quick. And as you're watching this, you see one of the ears of the spirit watcher twitch. And she turns, as if she's heard something. And you all see faint ripples of water, as if the water has been disturbed, but you can't see what it is. Then you see a flash of red, as a burst of flame materializes out of nothing. And then you see that the flame materializing behind it is a large red hand with jagged, sharp black nails, as a figure even larger than the yak folk. Bright red skin, muscular but lean, feminine with a thick black breastplate, black armored leggings that go down to the knees, and then thick black manacles on the wrists and the ankles. You see blazing yellow eyes, thin lips peeled back into a sickening smile with sharp teeth. Hair, matted mane, unkempt, black, framing the face, a strand in between, going down to almost the waist. As you see two large horns rising up, as you see an Afrita standing. And with just a moment, the yak folk has no time to react, as suddenly a swirling red portal opens up, and you hear the voice call out, "Goodbye!" And suddenly the yak folk disappears out of existence, consumed in fire. The hand returns down to the side. You see at her hip, there is a molten red looking chain whip hanging from her side. On her back is a huge scimitar of a similar looking metal, as she stands looking over the meditating chief. She takes a few steps forward, her bare feet disturbing the water with each one, as she looks down with a sickening sense of satisfaction. She leans forward as she shuffles behind him, and down into his ear, she says, "Long live the Storm Rider." And in a single motion, she grabs his head and slams it down into the water, and holds it, and holds it, and holds it. It feels like an eternity passes,
as the still body falls limp. She releases the hand, and the body collapses into the pool, drowned. As you see a tongue lick the top row of teeth. And she looks around, and without another word, she raises up her hands. Fire consumes her, and she disappears. And that is where we'll do our giveaway.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah, what should it
Okay.
be? What should our word be, ladies and gentlemen?
Fire?
Fire's a good one.
Because the session has been fire?
Yeah.
Lit?
Do fire.
Let's do fire. Let's do fire.
So this final giveaway is for this beautiful drinking tankard made by
That's going to have some accent paint.
Summer Core Creations.
And if you weren't aware, the beautiful Summer Court Creations is Nikki.
Yeah, that's
Just in case you're wondering.
It's got this awesome
you can
D20.
Can you do exclamation point shop?
Yeah.
Yes, exclamation
So
point
if,
shop.
if you'd like to see what else Nikki offers in her shop,
design.
you can exclamation point shop. But first exclamation point fire for the giveaway, then exclamation point
big
shop
old-
to check out her
I'm
wares.
trying to be
Boy.
like energized, but I'm too busy thinking about all of the things in my headspace.
I know. Oh my
This
god.
Advantage and Chill is going to be...
Fire.
Long. And
gonna be
Rich and I
fire.
have to be awake at 5 a.m. so that we can leave for Gen Con. But
It's
that's
gonna be
not
good.
going to stop
I
us.
don't care. I'll just stay up all fucking
I'll
night.
stay up all night.
I'll
Yeah.
drink coffee. That's fine. That works.
These sweet little snappy snapperoonies on
Wow.
the back.
Wow.
Look at that. Look at that. Why don't we snap those off just to show how it works?
Oh.
Exclamation point fire.
This
So if
way?
you
Yeah.
so just pop those bad boys off there.
so this is so you can clean it.
So you can clean it.
Oh.
You could also get a different
The
wrap if you
comes
want.
off.
If you want
When I
multiple
say
wraps.
it, I mean clean this. You can clean the mug, the tankard.
Yeah.
You can also technically clean it with the thing on.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. But if you wanted to get multiple wraps and have one for every
yeah.
character.
Nikki, do you sell individual wraps without the tankards?
I do.
There you have it, folks. You heard it here first.
There you go. Wow, very cool.
There you go.
Exclamation point fire.
To enter to win that. Thank you guys again for helping us hit 2,000 fucking followers.
Thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Yeah,
thank you.
Really appreciate
This
it.
has been great.
Yeah. It's a little Tuesday Prime. This is actually our last Prime session for
Yeah.
a while.
Is it
Yep.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What do you
For a
mean?
very
So
long
if you
time.
missed the announcements that we did this morning,
I did.
The beginning of the session, we're going to be taking a break from Prime, I think, until roughly, September 25th.
Yeah.
Can't break now.
Because we're going to be doing the Root RPG in conjunction with a Kickstarter that is going to be hosted by Magpie Games.
Yes.
Who
Yep.
are producing the Root RPG, which is a Powered by the Apocalypse system, based on the board game of Woodland Might and Right by the same title, Root.
Yes. So
How
it'll
they
be
do.
a lot of fun. That was great.
Committing it to
That was
memory.
great.
I love
That's
it.
really
I
good.
love
That's really good.
that we have an announcements guy. It's the fucking best. But yeah, so we're every Wednesday, just because we have so much going on, we're going to have Strahd weekly. We're just
Yeah.
going to take a break from Prime so that we can do this weekly. And it should be a lot of fun. It's something totally different. This is the first.
I didn't realize this was the last Prime, though.
This is
For a
the
bit.
last Prime
For a little
because
while.
then Mikey
Mike-
will be out of town next week.
We're
So we
gonna crash
obviously
Oh my
can't
god,
do
and
that.
then, oh my god,
So-
Strahd is too soon.
And then Strahd.
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm gonna puke.
We're starting
Oh,
Strahd
God.
and Root the same week.
Yeah, so we should mention our schedule next week. It is hopefully this is the last week of wackiness, and then after next week,
Yeah.
we're gonna have a
should
shit
be
ton of
pretty-
content for you
Yeah,
guys.
it should
Yeah.
be pretty
Because
regular.
Mike
Switching
and
it
Derek
up,
are
giving
both
some new
out.
things.
Right.
Yeah.
So we are not doing anything on Tuesday. Maybe we'll finally rerun that. That's what we'll do. We'll premiere the Hypnotoad episode
Yeah.
that we've been talking
Hey.
about
Yes.
forever. So hang out on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday we're going to do a kind of a hangout stream
Yep.
that a lot of you guys like. So come hang out with us, ask us questions on
And
Wednesday.
then after next week, we'll be back to usual shenanigans.
We will have
minus
Some
Prime.
different stuff. Yeah.
And then the week after that, we have Feywild, Root, then Beneath Our Wings. The week after that, we have Feywild, Root,
Then Strahd.
Strahd, and then we have
It's gonna
three
get
sessions.
crazy for a little
Yeah,
while.
it's gonna be crazy for a little while.
It's gonna be crazy.
so-
But overall, our personal schedules kind of
Yes.
get more calm in the
Yes.
fall, so
Yes,
it'll be
yes.
good.
Right,
It'll be
so we have a little less content, more breaks and stuff in the summer, but then in the fall we flip that. We're gonna have a ton of content. So
It's
it should
all
be a
for
good
you.
time.
It's all for you.
And
guys.
for us.
And for us.
And for us.
But mostly for
But mostly for
But
us.
mostly for us.
Exclamation point fire.
Okay, 30 more seconds.
Yeah,
Exclamation point fire if you haven't done it yet.
Fire.
Okay.
Yep, no space between the exclamation point and the fire.
Ow!
Oh shit, are you alright?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
That sounded like it fucking hurt.
It
hurt.
did hurt a little bit, but my nails are hard as rocks, so
Okay.
it's fine.
Okay.
Christ.
You got 3 seconds. 3,
2 seconds.
2.
And the winner
1
is...
second. And it better not be in Z, because
This
if
time,
it is, we're going to do it again.
Pick a winner.
Oh,
Congratulations!
it's the other Mike. The other Mikey Mike. Congratulations.
Hit us up on Dick Sword so that we can
Congrats,
get your
man.
info, and we will get this tank sent out to you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for supporting us.
And if you didn't win anything tonight, fear not. We will
We will do more giveaways.
We're always doing giveaways.
We're always
Yes.
doing all sorts
So
of
make
giveaways.
sure you always stay tuned. Come back. We're always doing giveaways at major milestones. We'll figure out what the next one's going to be, and we'll let you guys know
Yeah.
ASAP.
And thanks again so much for helping
Thank
us at
you.
2,000.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you told me a year ago that we'd be at 2,000 now, I never would have believed you.
Agreed.
I would have said you were a filthy liar.
Yeah.
This year's been nuts, so thank you
But
guys
thanks
so
to-
much.
it's all 'cause you
It's all
guys.
'cause you
Yeah.
guys. We love.
We love having you around. Follow your ABCs and always be chatting with us.
Yeah,
Always be chatting.
ABY, always be Yancey.
I love Lone Guard's chant 2K LOA.
2K,
Yeah.
2K,
LOA.
It's better.
Unbelievable. We love you.
I've been hashtagging that for weeks.
Oh, have you? Oh, I didn't know that. Well, thank you, Kelsey.
Unplugged 3K LOA.
That'd be great. That'd be great. You know what?
Can
That's a very aggressive but awesome goal.
Let's
Don't put
reach
that
for
pressure
let's
on me.
shoot for the moon
Okay.
and fall amongst the stars.
By the first
Yeah.
weekend of December, we're gonna shoot for 3K, ladies and gentlemen. So,
See what we can do.
What is that first week?
First week of December.
First
Ooh.
weekend of December.
Ooh, that's
See what we can do.
Like a little Yule present.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna
present.
be.
A birthday present even.
And if it happens, we'll all go out for calzones at Sabaro.
Yes, everyone can have
yay.
exactly.
That's
Everyone
what
can
Kelso-
have exactly
You know,
half
We're
That's
gonna
my
sponsor an
favorite
LOA
on
meetup
Legends of
at
Avantris.
Sabaro.
Because it's not going to happen.
Not sponsored.
SabaroCon coming to Philadelphia near you.
So,
Okay, so anyway.
Congratulations to all of our winners.
Yes, congratulations.
So, this vision shimmers and fades as you see the corpse of the chieftain in the water, and suddenly the darkness returns as he stands there seething.
Are you? How do you feel? I've never done that before. Are you?
Neither have I.
I mean, they say, you think you see almost everything. And
You seem well.
I feel alive. I feel like I can exact the vengeance I must.
Against Enziri.
And Ziri, the Afrita, has she destroyed my tribes, my people?
things aren't great, but they're not completely gone, and we're going to help you make things right.
I need my spear. I need my beast.
Do we see anything in the room?
Look around, it's nothing. And as you're looking around, he begins to just stomp out with nothing but just tattered cloth around his waist as he begins to stomp out of the room.
Oh no. Your jingleberries are gonna be out on display for everybody to see.
Your yak sack.
That's better than being dead.
As he slams open the door.
Got a point.
As
Your yak sack and your yak cracker on display.
and the door opens, and as you look around, you see you don't see the Spirit Watcher anywhere. As you hear a bit of commotion from upstairs, as the chieftain says,
Where is everyone?
and he begins to, as Kodo begins to walk up the
I'll follow
I
him.
You've
turn
been dead for 15 years.
Yeah, as we're traveling up the stairs, I kind of lean in towards the gang and I say, they are absolutely going to lose their shit.
Yeah, they might actually all start pooping on the floor in urine.
Let's hope not, but this is gonna be, everybody just hold on to your
Let's
socks.
be polite and respectful. He's their chief, after all.
I know. And he's walking up there with his noodle bits.
Well, we just maybe not call them noodle bits, just out of respect.
Come on, let's catch up.
Dead for 15 years.
We're like struggling to catch up.
Is it dehydrated?
and as you're walking through, you hear voices and growling and commotion from the main chamber room as you walk away and walk towards the center. And as you get closer, you hear a voice. It's the voice of Martu, as he sounds stern, angry.
This is the punishment for attempting to steal the amulet.
As you step forward and enter the chamber, and
Fucking
all
Orpheus.
of the yak folk turn, and all their eyes are wide as the chieftain steps into the chamber, and you see as a clay jar is being held by Martu, a tiny version of Orpheus trapped within. And that is where we'll end the session.
No! Orpheus, damn it, no!
This time I knew it!
We should have.
He didn't listen!
Fucking
What a D-bag!
Shark!
I'm so sick. Oh, I'm gonna beat the shit out of him. Well, actually, no, he's just gonna be a tiny little clay pot.
Yeah, no, just let them do whatever they want to do.
Ah.
You can just
Wait, hold on.
that.
So that is the only Orpheus? It's not like a big Orpheus and then they've got a version of him in a jar?
No.
They've
No,
shrunk
they
him and
shrunk
put him
him.
in a jar.
They diminutioned that hoe.
Yak magic. Fucking Orpheus, man.
I need to talk about everything right now.
We have so much to say.
Holy shit.
So, what is Avantris and Chill?
So we thank you guys for
Thank
joining
you
us.
guys.
Thanks for
Thank you.
2000.
Thank
We
you,
sort of
thank
just
you,
did
thank you.
announcements, but this is the last, again, Prime until late September.
Fuck.
We're doing Roots, so it'll be a lot of fun. New campaign, the first non-D&D campaign that we've ever done. It'll be a ton of fun. We're looking forward to it. But so we're not done tonight for our subs. Our subs, we're gonna cut down the stream, immediately go back live for subs only for Avantris and Chill.
So sub now. Sub now.
Sub now. If you're not
Sub now.
If you're
We'll
interested.
regret it forever.
Chat, everybody's fucking sub. You guys are the best. Thank you. You all
There's
get
probably
cool
not a
emojis.
single person here who's
So
not sub.
you will have to refresh. We'll tell you in chat when to refresh the stream or the page or the app, whatever you're on currently. But we will talk about the session. We'll theorize. I have some theories already about these spirit animals.
I want to hear what you have to say about
Yeah, I
that.
can't wait
I've got
to
a
hear
lot to
that.
say.
We're going to Flavor Town.
Mike took us to Flavor Town. Downtown Flavor
That's
Town.
that's just Mike right there.
Y'all do got the sub thing on lock.
That is beautiful. That is a
Yeah, I
beautiful
was
sight.
looking today, and I'm like, you guys are just the fucking best. Anyway, good night. We love you very much. Join our
We'll see you in
Discord.
Avengers and Chill.
Someone do ! Discord, and yeah, we'll be back up in like 1 minute.
Yeah,
Good night,
We're going to
guys.
tell you to refresh.
Sleep well.
They're refresh. We'll see you soon.
Bye.